the Frostmoor Crows, session 50 begins.
50.
Okay, so if you recall, we had just finished a sizable encounter on an ice lake out in the northern sky reaches in the Ben Vanaheim area. Sorry about my camera's doing that. It's the exposure, auto expose. And you had slain a Remoraz, however you say it. Large, scary, beastie thing with many legs and scary face and eyes and things. A big ice worm creature that came out of a big crack in the wall of ice around the edge of the lake. And then I believe Gimble had snuck in there from above. Actually, he descended into it and pinched some eggs.
I think it was 4 white eggs and 1 mysterious black egg.
Right, and you left a bunch of eggs behind.
I did. I thought. Well, because I thought I didn't want to wipe out the species. The whole. It was weird. It was fine.
Right. It's a very rangery thing to do.
Yeah, even though they're monsters.
Right, and there was 13 eggs together, if I recall. So you guys have slain the Remoraz, taken the eggs, and at this point, you're still on the ice by the lake, I believe. Or had you retreated back to the group up on where the campsite was?
No, we'd finished basically looking down into the chasm that the Remoraz had fallen into, and we were umming and ahhing if it was actually dead. But then we smelt some sulfur or something, which seemed very much like the death rattle.
Right, yeah, and I think you may even see a certain amount of sort of steam and smoky, shadowy, smoky stuff come off the Remoraz.
So is that smell? Is that like, when things die, they alleviate their bowels?
Yeah, partly
just
that.
Sulfury. Smells dead.
Yeah.
Smells like teen.
But it's worse.
I'm only carrying 1 egg. The other ones are all in my backpack.
Okay. All right, that makes a certain amount of sense. I can understand that. All right then. So, you're standing on the ice, and there's your Goliath friends nearby. Now, I am still picking through notes to make sure I've got the correct amount of information with me here. Did we have names for our Goliath that you guys are with at the moment?
I think we did, but I definitely can't
My
remember
notes are really scattered at this point. I've got Seagull, Fractos, Athala. I don't know what these names are though.
Right. Fractos was the name of the island.
Right.
Loku, I think, is the leader of the Bakara tribe, maybe.
The Grimfrost tribe, Loku Grimfrost.
Yeah.
Which I think is where we are at the moment, but the Lantok is the leader of the hunting party.
Right.
That's
leader Grimfrost.
That's the only thing that we've got at the moment.
Right.
And then we lost one. There was one fellow that Gimble made friends with, didn't he?
Did I?
I think so.
Well, I've forgotten it in the heat of battle.
Well, maybe he can be the one who had his head bitten off, because there's one dead guy there.
Right.
Oh, buddy.
VTT. All right. Sounds good. Okay.
Can I go up to the leader and whichever one's the boss? So I want to show him the egg. And this one, and I just want to so I say yes. All right, we've got some eggs. How many are you normally after? And I want to show him this one, and then gauge his reaction to it. Does he think this is this what he expected to see?
Right. So when you take out the
white egg
in front of him, this is the white egg.
This is the white one I'm holding. Yeah.
Right. You found this inside the cave.
I found a few in there.
The egg of the Remoraz. Yes.
Oh, good. How many do we take?
How many have you got there?
4. I'll pull out all the white eggs, but I want to not show the black one.
Ha! Now our tribe will be the leaders of all. Now we shall dominate the Frostmoors and the Ben Vanaheim. All of the Goliath will come to our heel. You have done great work. We shall take you to our leader, and he shall raise you up.
Okay, good. All right. Well, all right then. When do we head away immediately, or do we harvest the? Do you need time to harvest the worm?
We shall spend time with the worm, but we will not need any further assistance from you if you wish to return to the village.
Okay. I just all right. So thank you. I'm gonna walk back to the other side. Guys, I think we fucked up.
Wait, why?
They're pretty. Were these guys this dominant before?
Huh?
Were these guys this dominant? I'll say these guys. Were these Goliath this dominant before? That's aggressive.
I think that they like
They didn't-
they're more talk than they probably follow through. Like just because they've got the worm doesn't mean they can do anything with the worm, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Like do these things like being raised in captivity? We don't know.
Well,
Also,
no,
you know-
probably not. They're monsters.
How many
We
did you
did-
say that did you get? How many did you get?
Well, okay. Well, hang on. Are they out of earshot, Russ?
Sure, if you want them to be, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, well, I got 4 white ones, but there was a black one in there. And so I like grab my bag and I'm like, oh no, I won't. Okay, I'm not gonna make a show of it right now, but I've got a black one in my bag.
Is the black one like dead?
I don't know.
What does it mean?
Hang on. I want to reach my hand in. Is the egg warm?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I don't think it's dead. It's warm.
All right, well, if they don't know that you've got any more, maybe we just let them have the one.
They've got 4 white ones, so I think they're happy.
Tim, the black
Yep.
one. Can you make a survival check
Sure.
or a nature check? Actually, sorry to
Mhm.
be.
Is it because it's Remoraz based? Hang on. The thing.
Oh yeah, trying to get yourself some advantage from being
yes.
a ranger in the north in the cold.
I thought I had it. Hang on. Okay, so you have favored enemies. I have advantage on survival checks to track them, as
Yep.
well as intelligence checks to recall information about them.
Right. That's not useful.
That's not. No, it's not. Oh, nature is intelligence.
Nature is intelligence. Okay.
Aha.
Make a nature check.
Wait, did I say I had advantage? I did, didn't I? I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Intelligence, because I had a
17.
druid who had
17. Okay. Gimble notices at this point that actually the black egg is a bit warmer than the others.
oh dear.
Hmm. Okay. It's possible that they go black when they're closer to hatching. So, Pet Remoraz.
Hey guys, Just,
Put it on my back.
just so you're aware. Hang on there. Just so you're aware, I'm going to drop out for a second because I'm switching to a stronger internet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we thought you dropped out a little.
FYI, I got my PC fixed and it doesn't do this crashing shit anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Good.
Yes. But that being
Okay.
said, I'm still going to make at least one of you
Okay.
a co-host just in case.
Okay,
Alright.
so there's a chance
I
the
think-
egg will explode in my back.
Hmm.
Is that how they hatch?
I don't know.
Just explode?
I've never seen it hatch.
Hmm.
I also don't know if they need to be surrounded by ice constantly or not, or if they just.
Oh,
they're
anything
okay.
about Remoraz
Yeah, 'cause-
or whatever
Is there
these
like any
things are?
folklore about them?
Should I just throw it away?
No. That's you don't know how long it takes to hatch either. Either way, like let's play this out. Let's hand over one egg to
They sell
the
it.
tribe.
Mhm.
Let's get
Oh,
there.
I already handed him 4. Don't worry about it.
Gave him
Hmm.
4.
Yeah.
You gave him 4, did you?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I
Oh,
gave
did
them
you
the
already
1.
give them-
I gave them the 1 and they had a look
Yeah.
at it.
Did you give them 4?
I didn't
know.
give them 4. I've got
I
3
wasn't
other white
too
ones.
sure that you'd given him any actually, but
Oh, okay, good. Let's say I haven't given him any.
You showed him that you had 1.
I showed him that I had 4.
Oh,
Yes.
but not
Oh, watch
5.
Well, we could
Not
give
5.
one to each of the tribes here, you know?
nah.
Ah,
well,
balance
they-
it out.
They won't
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, I don't
They're
think
really-
they're aiming to even the playing field here.
He got.
Yeah,
he
sure,
was
but,
basically
you
he was
know,
frothing at the mouth.
He's yeah, right. Like, and Gimble on that, like, how did they seem? Like, did they, you came back a little bit flustered there.
I don't want to say bloodthirsty.
Well, that's
Um,
a problem.
Mm. like if we give them all these and they do train them, they're gonna like. Remember how we had the thing? Remember how if we've got all these tribes together and they go, what if they go and try to wage war?
Mhm.
This feels like these guys feel like one of those kind of guys.
We don't know how it's going to play out. Like they might not be able to tame this thing. This thing might die in captivity. You know.
Well-
Let's see. Let's get them to sign the treaty.
Mhm.
They'll agree to the terms of peace with the rest of the tribes, and then we can.
As long as let's
But if
Dang
we
it, Hank,
give
sorry,
them
can't hear you.
these eggs and then let's say they get an advantage, why would they need to uphold the treaty, right?
Well, I mean, we took down one of these things, but yeah, admittedly with some other Goliath, but that means that a full tribe of Goliath could essentially take down one of these things.
Yeah, but can they take down 4?
Yeah.
Well, let's not give them all 4.
Yeah, let's
Well-
give them 1 each. Each tribe gets 1,
But
right?
there's more than 4 tribes.
and I reckon we give the one on the proviso that they agree to meet with the other.
But wasn't
other
this the whole?
tribes.
Wasn't the whole reason we like the trial
Don't
to
give it to them
get
right
these
away.
guys to join
Or,
us was that
actually,
we would
they
give
are on
them?
about.
I thought the whole thing to get these guys to join us was that we were going to do this for them and give them the eggs.
We just
So we
agreed
give them
that
1 egg.
No, we just said we'd go to the trial and kill the worm. We don't actually owe them this egg
that's-
anyway.
That's what I remember. Yeah, we don't want them squat.
All
You
right,
know,
well-
we just wanted them to talk to us.
On the other side of things, if all right, so let's say we have to give them all 4 of the white ones, right? There's a bunch more in the cave we could go back for.
Yep.
So then you could use those to give to other tribes.
Also, remember that each Goliath tribe has a secret treasure cavern, right?
Yes.
We didn't agree to give them the worms. We just agreed to kill the worm. So you can use these things to bargain for goodies, Gimble.
I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
I'm
What
not
do you
very
guys
bargain.
reckon?
If you think you can get away
I'd
with
be down
it,
for a bit of goodie bargaining.
there's a good chance they just kill us and take the eggs.
Possibly. No, the Goliath don't do that. Goliath believe in fair play.
Hmm.
Did
Okay,
they
that's
ask us
true.
to get the eggs? Well, they did.
I don't think
thought,
they did.
I thought that
think
was the
they-
whole reason we're hunting them.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
said,
no, I guess it was just a
get them
trial.
if you can. But they because remember we came in, we said, hey, sign my back, sign this bit of me right here,
Yeah.
and yeah, which I still need to do.
I was kind of hoping they were just going to eat them.
Maybe
Alright.
they do. Maybe we can convince them to eat them.
We should go back. We should go back.
What is better to imbue the spirit of the wilderness to empower people? It could be very potent.
I think that's eating the
Aphrodisiac,
heart.
in
I think
fact.
that's eating the heart of things.
Feed the worm with the worm.
Now I went to Armageddon 2 weeks ago, and I got some new dice. These lovely, funky metal ones. They're
little metal ones.
yeah,
Sick.
they're very cool. They're hard to read, to
Cool.
be fair, but they're heavy and they're cool and they carry much weight and gravitas. And the reason I bring it up is because I offered to the shopkeeper there at Armageddon that if he was to give me a discount, I would talk about his dice on my stream and my channel.
Ah,
Well, he said no. So these are the dice I bought, and I'm not going to mention who the fuck he was. He can go screw himself. So yeah, that was my failed attempt at influencing.
worth a shot. Worth
Well,
a shot.
need a higher charisma roll.
I know, I failed that one. Never mind. I guess I didn't have the, I don't know, resources, whatever. Okay, please
Maybe
continue.
he was like a level 20 bard, retired. You know.
Or possibly a Raksasha pretending to be a level 20 bard, pretending to be a shopkeeper.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There
Right.
we go.
please excuse my
Further
little
into the meta.
side quest there. Do continue discussing. Why?
I'm gonna leave it up to you guys what we do with the white eggs and the black egg.
All right. Well, let's for now just agree that we only talk about one of them.
But actually, let's go ask him. All right. Well, when we get back to town, let's ask the chief or the shaman if they know more about if they've had one of these eggs before and what happens in the process. Because maybe they can explain why one might go black without telling them we have one that's black. Yeah.
How would we? What's our story then? Like
Well, we want to know the life cycle of the egg. How long do
Mm.
they take to hatch? And you know, what are their training?
Maybe we could talk about the fact that the eggs are white and the Remoraz are not white, and that's quite strange. And be like, and remark upon it. You know, it's an interesting color for an egg for a creature this color.
Do you think we can get a mammoth for
I
an
wonder
egg?
if there are any other colors that they might be.
Could we trade them an egg for a mammoth?
Which one's
really
How
want
are we going to
mammoth.
get the mammoth off the island, Gimble?
Bigger boat.
Now, Tricky Bob, I'm just looking through our canon notes here, and I see that everybody here has written out 10 different memories for their death saves.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Tricky.
Everybody except for Tricky
Tricky.
Bob.
And
She
you've
clearly
had so much time.
so much
So
time.
much time.
Month.
What have you spent your time off doing?
Painting
Drawing.
pictures, I suppose. doing amazing.
Yeah, we better have some good pictures, Tricky.
What?
I'm just teasing you. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about it.
I can't remember what the file was called anymore.
It's called Crow's Cannon.
Crow's Cannon.
Or at least that's the one I've got, and I see a couple of people are already sharing it right now.
Someone like me.
Yep. I like to go through your notes. It gives me my best ideas.
Oh, there's the death saves. All right, guess we start populating it on her behalf.
Oh yeah, do it.
So many poop hands. All right. Oh, good. Well, okay. That's cool. All right. Anyway,
It's everywhere.
in the meantime, shall we head back then? Are we done here?
Yeah.
I think we're done
Well,
here.
what do we? I don't think we've really come to a consensus. What are we gonna tell them about these eggs? What are we gonna do with them? We're gonna give them all of them, or are we gonna give them one of them, or are we gonna
Well, I
withhold
thought-
all of them
I-
until we can?
I thought we'd let Josiah do the talking, so he can decide. Well, no. Well, I'm just a little like when they said they're going to bring. They just said basically they're going to bring the world to its knees with these Remorazes. But again, he's just an underling. Maybe he's just really, he's that one guy who everyone goes, all right, calm down, buddy. This doesn't need to be that bad. So
I am against giving them all of them. I'll just put that out there.
I agree.
We shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an unfair advantage.
All right. Well, yep. All right. Well, you guys.
And I would force a discussion for one. Like, what are they going to give us for this one egg? It's
Well-
obviously prized. They've kind of showed their hand there, actually. You know,
Well, do they want? But like,
they
I mean,
want this thing. We're in a
Yeah.
strong bargaining position.
I didn't say there were any leftover eggs in the cave, but they could always now they could just go and look in the cave and find more eggs. Should we smash the eggs?
Not if we go back there tonight.
Yeah, but it's cold out.
I think we move them.
Yeah. Okay.
We can move them somewhere. Move
Yeah.
them to another cave, or move them under the ice or something. Use some
Okay.
wormish means.
We have a night. We have a
Wormish
night mission then.
means.
How long did it take to get out here?
Yeah, we do
like
we
a
can do
half a
mission.
day or a
Yeah,
day,
why
I
not?
think.
Yeah. It was a bit of a mission, but you did get there in the end.
Well, do
We've
you want
also
me?
got the two
Russ.
sleds of carcasses to take back as well.
That's the Goliath problem.
Yeah,
Plus-
I agree. Hey, Russell, can I make a
No,
Can I make?
go on.
Please.
Yeah, what did you want to do?
I like to. I mean, maybe Gimble could. Maybe I could pose this question to Gimble as well, actually. But I'd like to know if, from our experiences with the bag of holding, if they can hold things that are yet to hatch in there without them dying.
I would think so. It's not breathe. Like, I mean, when I was in there, I just couldn't breathe.
It's cold, isn't it?
I think.
That's what
It
I'm
is-
wondering. I'm
it
wondering
is
if it's
very
a
cold.
vacuum.
It is very cold, and oftentimes when you take something from it that has like a metallic surface, you'll find like a little shimmer of frost on it.
I mean, but they seem to like the cold as well.
That's
I mean, the
that's
eggs
that's,
are
that's
in
the
the
argument I would make. They are in a cold environment, albeit perhaps less cold.
Hank, can you make an Arcana check for me, please?
I would love to make an Arcana check.
Is that what you were gunning
First
for?
dice roll. No. I was just, I actually thought you were going to make it a nature check, but I'm really glad that you've said I can't. No takebacks.
No takebacks.
No takebacks.
Uh-huh.
Arcana 5. So 18.
18. Okay.
18.
Well,
I suppose the question was about the bag of holding rather than the Remoraz
that's right.
itself.
The bag of holding. What you know about the bag of holding is you remember what's his name? Your mentor, Ballaran. Thank you, Gimble. Ballaran, explaining to you something about
frozen.
Something about it starts to come back to you now. You're thinking about a time dilation.
Is Hank gone?
Oh yeah, Hanks, we've lost him.
Did he change over to the better computer or the better internet?
I don't know. I didn't see him drop out, but he may have.
Bugger.
Bugger.
Can I do an arc? No, I don't. I don't think Gimble cares.
He'll be back. He'll be back in a minute. He'll be back in a minute.
Hey guys, sorry.
Hey, did you swap over?
Did you?
I did swap over.
Yeah.
And it seems to have dropped out. Anyway, I really hope that this is only an isolated incident. Fucking yeah. Anyway, I got up. Sorry, Russell. I got up to the bag of holding.
Bag of holding. You remember Ballaran talking to you about time dilation? He's done it again. Oh no, there he is. He's back.
Time dilation.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm still here. I'm just intently focusing.
Intently focusing.
I think I might switch to the other one.
You should put them both on.
I think the other one's going to be more stable, but like not as. Fuck, this is frustrating.
What happened to your Google box that was working really well before?
Okay, so I'm back to the old one. Hopefully this is more stable.
Excellent.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, did you get it? Time dilation. That was the outcome of your
time dilation.
Yeah.
Okay, and would I have any idea as to whether or not it goes one way or the other? Like,
no. What you would know is that basically it's unpredictable. It's a random
all right.
dilation.
Okay, so we might. I mean, there's an indicator we might pull out like fully grown Remoraz.
Well, to put it this way, yeah, you might pull out a fully grown Remoraz. Now, do you want to make another Arcana check?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Haven't rolled these dice in so long. Well, that wasn't great. 7.
All right. Yeah, I mean, sure. Maybe you could use the bag of holding as a nursery for growing Remoraz. Yeah, it sounds like a genius plan.
All right, so I say to the guys, hey, why don't we just, the Crow's Rest is pretty cold, right? Like, why don't we just steal all the eggs, maybe leave some of them behind in a different place, and then take them all back to Crow's Rest?
Hank, no.
We'll leave them in the bag of holding.
These aren't. Look, okay. I appreciate. I get the idea, but the point was our main argument for the Goliath was that you shouldn't train monstrosities. These things aren't nice.
Have you tried?
I don't want to.
The thing is that so hear me out here, Gimble. Right.
This is not a good thing. This thing does not eat.
No. Just hear me out. The fact that the Goliath think that it can be done means that there's precedent for training these things, right?
Hank, these people live in snow and icy wastelands. I didn't see a
pet one. They don't have a live pet one, do they?
Now, just before we go too far, I do want to just make sure that we roll for initiative today because, I just want to have that sequence in order in case there's any combat. You know how it goes.
All right, rolling. Wait, can we roll now?
Right now?
Respectful 12.
Respectful 5.
Respectful 5.
Sorry, I'm still looking at encounters.
We should have a look at your half-populated death saves.
Nobody's still sending me this spreadsheet. I can't actually find it anymore.
Oh, you can't find it.
Hang on, I'll put it in the
Oh,
Discord.
18.
18.
I'm going first.
Okay.
I fully welcome embarrassing death saves.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Write my character for me.
Yeah.
You're just writing them up for her. That's terrible.
How do I word this one?
Yeah. What I
Right,
will
anyway.
get you to make is perception checks also.
Yep.
Oops.
And at this point, it's kind of mid-afternoon, if I recall, because you went in on the Remoraz in the morning.
Yep.
Ooh. 18.
Wow. Wow.
16.
16.
Oops.
21 from Hank.
You guys are wasting all your good rolls today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim?
Right, sorry, hang on, I was typing. What am I doing? Perception.
Perception, yeah.
Yeah.
Pow, pow.
18.
18, my goodness. At that point, somewhere in the distance, beyond the top of the cliff, beyond even, the wall of ice that's above you looking down, you hear this screeching sound. Like a bird or something, but it's very, very loud, and it echoes out across the chasm and across the lake.
All right. Gimble, what was that?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Gimble heard it.
Gimble, what was that screech?
What was what? Where?
But 18, didn't you?
Sorry,
Gimble not.
I was typing. Can we? What happened?
Oh, wow.
I was really in the zone. I was really in the zone. I'm done
I
now.
want to read these.
It's your damn death saves.
I know. I want to read them. Where are they?
Sorry, what did I hear? What did I hear?
Okay, so you've heard a screeching sound. That was, to you, Gimble, as a ranger, you would suspect it was a bird of some description, possibly.
I think there's a bird.
But the sound echoed out right across the lake. Like maybe it's the quality of the shape of the acoustics bouncing off the ice wall and the lake and what have you. Although in your experience, generally the snow deadens the sound. So
I think it's time to go, guys. That's probably a bad bird.
I'm not feeling too up for another.
Would have been a loud screech,
another tussle.
even
I
from this
would-
distance. And can I see it? Can I see a bird in the air? The sky?
Not at this point, no.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. No. Time to go.
All right, and so
Or can we bury ourselves in the snow?
Well, why don't we ask also the excuse me,
Junk.
God, what's his name?
Crunk.
Kronk?
Funk. Dunk. Donkey.
Long tongue?
Ogre boy.
What the hell was his name?
None of those are endearing you to them.
Sorry. Boss man. Leader. Great, wise, strong.
Land
hunty
talk.
man.
Land talk. Sorry.
Lantok.
Land talk. What was that noise?
We fear. Leave now, I think.
That's a great idea. Let's take the sleighs and head back to the village, eh?
Everybody begins to move at that point, and we leave the worm. We return for its parts.
Okay, my
We
dad
will
would be there.
send our children and women to pick up the insides.
That's good.
They're not very egalitarian. These, well, actually, they should be, shouldn't they? They're Goliath.
Very
There's
egalitarian.
no gender. Well, I mean, there's a loose concept of gender, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a loose concept of gender. What I'm
We'll send those who identify as children.
and geriatrics.
Yeah.
Not identify as old or geriatric.
Those who are not yet useful and those who have passed their usefulness will
Right.
do this task.
Right, and those
This-
that
this-
were never
this-
useful.
Do this useful task.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so you continue on, and as you're going across the lake, the weather, which has been drawing in all morning, is beginning to close around. I'll get you to make another perception check.
Perception.
How many Goliath do you have with you?
There were a lot. Too many, as some would say.
That's 12 from Hank.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
We
Nine
had,
Goliath.
we must have
We
had 10
10
and one
Yeah.
died.
Right, that sounds about right.
Yeah, because the token's on the bottom right. You can see that one's dead.
Right. Okay, what do we get for our perceptions?
Not good.
11.
Uh huh.
11.
11 for you too. Crikey. Mm-hmm. Hank?
What
Thank you,
happened?
do.
Sorry, I was just having a little coughing fit.
Oh God,
12.
okay. God, I thought you just broke down for some reason. Get the shit out of me.
He was just sad about that Goliath.
All right. Tricky, what's your perception on this one?
18? Wait, was it the
We're
previous
doing
one?
another one.
This is the-
Oh,
this is
another
third
one.
one,
Sorry.
new one.
You're moving now across the snow in the mist up the hill
A
towards
3, which was a
That
natural
one!
Yeah.
Oh dear, and that one. Okay. Right. Well, Tricky Bob, what you notice is this little hole in the snow over to the side of the path that you're taking up to the old camp. Meantime, what everybody else who rolls over know. Gimble.
Yeah.
Hello.
Gimble, your newest one was an 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Josiah's was an 11, Tricky's a 3. So Hank, what was yours?
12.
Okay, never mind.
No one was good.
All right. When you get back to the camp, you notice that the Goliath they seem quite concerned and they're talking to each other in Giant. Tricky, you speak Giant, don't you?
Yes. I
Anybody else
think
speak Giant?
we
Yes.
do.
No, I could speak
Could
animal.
if I wanted to.
Okay, so Tricky Bob, can you make a perception check again, a new perception check? This is for just general listening to the conversation around you, basically, whether or not you're paying
21.
attention to what the Goliath are talking about. Okay, Tricky Bob, you immediately, as they're laying camp back at the campsite again, because now they want lunch before they go walking all the way back to the village.
Wait. What happened to the sense of urgency? Why'd they stop? You can eat later.
We need sustenance to travel this great distance. Besides, at that point, Tricky, you're hearing one part of the group talking about someone called Ligo and Mugat, and they're talking about, I did not see him, but he was here. Last I saw, he was on the ice. He was the one that put the spear through its spine. But where is he now? They've both disappeared. Between then and here, how did this happen? We must not let the strangers know.
So what's for lunch?
Can I turn to the group and just kind of whisper, they're looking for some guy named Ligo who stabbed something and they don't want us to know.
So are we gonna get stabbed?
Well, hang on, let's do
What
a
did
quick
he
head.
stab?
I don't
Can we do a quick head
know.
count? How many of there should be 9 here?
What's a league as?
There is
His
7.
name, I think?
Josiah, you count 7 Goliath.
Who
Hmm.
have disappeared?
To what?
Oh, they did say that there were 2 of them. He was with someone else. Checks out.
In the distance, you hear the screech echo out across the lake again.
Does that sound vaguely humanoid? Like, does it sound like it could be a giant? Sorry,
No.
Goliath?
You don't think so? It sounds
Do
like
we need to hold hands so we don't go missing?
Maybe.
Like a buddy system.
Yep, we need a buddy system.
Perception.
Although
Perception checks.
there are 2 people missing. Maybe
You-
Man.
Maybe
they had
what?
a buddy system.
Poor old Hank.
Didn't help them.
No,
Oh,
it
good
didn't.
point. Okay.
16 from Hank.
16. Hank, 15.
Okay, we're a little bit more on edge now.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Hang on.
It was all of us, wasn't it?
Give me your poor, you're hungry, your perception.
12.
12. Okay. Sorry, Josiah, you're facing the wrong direction. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're looking at the campfire and what have you. But in any case, those of you that got more than about 14, you'll notice the shadow, like a silhouette of a giant bird, swoop down over the mist that is above you. Just passes above you very quickly.
I didn't notice. Josiah, what are you eating?
Can
Not
Hank look
eating.
up quickly?
Huh? Gimble. As are you eating at the moment?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm eating.
That's Gimble. Yeah.
Faster we eat, the faster we get out of here.
Right. And as you're eating, you watch as suddenly these huge fucking claws with feathers around the bottom of them, swoop in through the mist, grab the nearest Goliath and pick them up and take them off into the mist. And they scream momentarily as their pincers pierce through their chests.
Holy
Ooh.
shit.
Oh,
And
that big.
then
Go eat the fucking worms. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Camp's over. I'll start running around screaming
all right.
and kicking out the snow. Is there mist around?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but they're still swooping in through the mist, so they can probably see us from above.
Mm.
Yeah, I got rid of fog cloud. Okay, well, I'm gonna draw my bow and knock an arrow.
Now there's 5 Goliath with you.
Okay, we should all
shit.
bunch up.
There was 7 a second ago.
Everyone bunch up. Everyone bunch up. Together.
Oh yeah, two
together.
gone.
Okay, all right. Can I look at, and does everyone have ranged weapons? Everyone pull out your weapons.
Yeah.
I threw all my
I got
crossbow bolts
spells.
away.
God damn it.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah, Josiah.
Saving Gimble's life.
All right.
Oh, well, that's not gonna help us now.
Ricky Bob, you see this huge bird like an eagle, but way, way bigger. Like we're talking Lord of the Rings giant eagles, maybe even bigger than that.
It's pretty big.
Swooping in towards the group. It's your turn if you want to take a turn.
I will.
After all.
Oh, do I have any? Am I actually going first? That's so unusual.
Are going
Wow.
first. That is correct. You
Oh
are going
man, I
first.
haven't changed my spells. I don't have any protecty thingies.
You have at least until this runs out.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'll just cast Toll the Dead on it.
All right. So it's a
Doesn't have to have taken damage.
no.
No, it'll just
No.
list
It takes
it.
extra damage if it has.
And can we see it now?
Yes, you can see.
Oh,
But it is still Tricky Bob's turn. So you're casting Toll of Dead, and that gives it a Wisdom save. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Wisdom save coming up. Ooh, I get to use my funky new D&D Beyond dice. It rolls a natural 1. You can do
Ooh.
critical damage.
Yay. I do 15.
15 points of damage. Boof.
Choice.
All right.
It also hears a loud noise. I don't know if that's going to be
disorienting to it. Okay.
disorientating to it or not.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like an
It
L.
does seem a bit shaken by that. And in fact, when you Toll the Dead, as it flies towards you guys, you see it kind of shiver, and you see a bunch of feathers poof off it, like they've been
Okay.
shaken off it by the bell itself. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor,
At this
dialogue?
point.
No. All right, Hank, it is your turn next.
Alrighty. How far away is it to us?
It's approaching 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Shit, this
Massive.
is actually quite close now.
In front of it. Huge thing, yes.
All right. And it's really big.
It's very big. It
Okay,
is
well, I won't,
a gargantuan monstrosity.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
I kind of
Okay.
thought it was something
alright.
less fancy.
Yep. Shucks. Okay. All right, then I will cast mold earth, I guess, and make like a little cover for myself. Mold earth.
Right.
Can I mold earth in the snow, or is that
Mold-
shape water? I don't think.
Earth in the snow. Mold earth in the snow.
We did
Well, shape water.
did something about it. Yeah. Either shape water or mold earth. We did something recently where I made some cover.
Yeah, no, you did it
against
with
one of the
I think
Remoraz.
it was shape water, I think.
Shape water.
You used
okay.
it on ice, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean,
Now, this thing, as it's getting closer, you begin to realize just how big it is. It's like it's over 100 feet wide in its wingspan.
the snow is. Okay. Yeah. I'm still going to do that though. I'm going to make some cover for myself.
Okay.
And that'll pretty much be my entire action. Yeah.
That's your entire action is building cover.
Yeah. So
All right.
I make like a square thing in front of me, to sort of cower behind it, you know.
Very good. That's your action then. Okay.
I might piss myself a little bit, but nobody knows.
All right. It comes in
Little yellow patch.
the nearest Goliath. And basically knocks that Goliath knocks him prone. And you just see the splash of blood gush out across the snow when he hits him. And that Goliath looks like he's just trying to get up, barely able to move at that point. He seems to be disemboweled and is trying to... Then this thing, as it goes past it, its beak slashes out at a second Goliath. Also hitting and destroying it. He just kills. Now there's only 3 Goliath that are functional right now. Josiah, it's your turn. Now the bird is turning, and the wingspan is just massive, like the size of a building. It's massive, possibly the size of a temple. Huge monstrosity, gargantuan, as they say. Goliath, it's your turn. Josiah, I mean.
All right. Well, don't have much I can do.
16 hit points, by the way, Josiah.
I know. That's why I didn't want to linger here. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take the staff of wind, and I guess I'll aim it at the bird and try and throw it off balance in the sky, like perhaps aim at one of its wings and see if I can knock it.
Feathers.
Yeah, ruffle its feathers, so to speak.
So to speak. All
So
right.
the gust, essentially, what do I need to roll for this one?
It might make it. I think it might be a wisdom save. Have you got gust of wind as a spell on your up in front of you?
The gust of wind. So when a creature, essentially for the spell's duration, you've simply chosen a line of strong wind as 60 feet long, 10 feet wide blast. The creature which starts its turn in that line must succeed a strength saving throw, otherwise is pushed 15 feet from you in a particular direction.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So very good. So you start just shining your gust of wind in the direction of the bird. Is that right?
Yep.
All right.
And then I guess while I am also doing that, I will roll my second wind and gain some HP back.
All right.
I don't have second wind. Fuck.
You used it up in the...
We are not prepared.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Yep. That's all I feel comfortable doing right now.
All right. Gimble,
Alrighty.
you're last.
Yep.
For once.
Save the best for last, okay?
Oh.
So I am going to cast.
Gimble.
Yeah,
Shoot
what?
your arrow into the wind and it'll go fucking super fast.
No. So, shut up.
It was a great idea.
So I'm going to cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to shout up to it, "Oh Lord of the Sky, take what you've got. Take what you've been given so far. There's a great worm on the lake for you to devour. Leave now with this easy prize, for you will not escape this unharmed."
Okay. Well, I would like to give you inspiration because that was a great speech.
Thank you.
But in return, I'm going to take all your hit points. No, I'm kidding. Let me see what the bird makes of that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's my action.
That's your action?
To cast that spell. Yeah. So.
All right. Okay, so momentarily the bird disappears back into the mist, and you hear it swooping around, circling at a certain distance, and then you see it coming barreling back out through the mist towards you, and it's flying directly at you, Gimble.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Can I try to jump on top of it?
You can try to grab the bottom of it.
Yes.
You might be able to get a claw. That's if the claw doesn't grab you first.
Good, let's do that.
But as it happens, all right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you make a dexterity saving throw before you make an athletics check. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Great. Oh, sorry, 26.
26. Nice. That is a natural 22. All right, you basically just roll out of the way, and as you do, the bird travels past you, and you see this eye staring directly at you for a moment.
Good, I'll stare it down.
And then the sound stops.
All right. I pause for an uncomfortable minute.
Okay, full minute.
That's 6 turns, man.
Mhm.
Well,
10 turns, rather. 10 turns.
Hank, it is actually no, it's not. It's actually Tricky Bob's turn.
Oh, again.
But at this point, you
So
can't see
are
it.
all the Goliaths dead, or are they?
There's 3 left.
Oh, no, sorry, the ones that are dead. Are they like dead, or are they unconscious?
The one
I
has
don't know
no
how to try to put
bowels.
his guts in back
Yeah.
in.
Several of them are very dead, and some of them are hard to tell if they are dead or unconscious. You might have to make medicine checks to figure that out.
Can I
That's a good
find?
idea.
Yeah, can I go and have a look at the ones that are look like they might be revived?
Yep. You can make a medicine check on the first one.
14.
Yep. You think that guy might actually, his heart's still beating.
I will spare the dying on him. Wait, is that all one action?
I think that's a cantrip. Is it?
Yeah, no, sorry, yeah, but is my medicine check? Can I do a cantrip and a medicine check, or is that does it need
Yeah,
to be?
yeah. I'll let
Okay.
you do that. Yeah.
Then I'll spare the dying on him.
Okay. Very well. So he stops dying.
Yay.
That's a good start. All right. Is that the end of your turn then?
I don't think I can do anything else. Wait, hold on.
You can talk. You can draw a weapon. You can.
Does it look like he regained any consciousness?
He's just stabilized.
Oh, okay. As a bonus action, I can cast Healing Word on how many people? Oh, it's only one. Hold on. Surely I have one that's more. So is it 3 that are three that are okay, haven't been hurt,
Yes.
and then 2 that are
2
like,
that are seriously mangled. Yeah.
okay.
And the others are all just gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 2 mangled ones. Has anyone else taken damage? No one from our group.
I'm good.
I am not doing too well from the worm fight.
Josiah's like pretty low on hit points right now. 16 out of 36.
What are your thoughts on using a mass healing word at 3rd level and then using 2, because it's up to 6 creatures, but can I use like bonus? So can I use like twice on one person so they get essentially 2 rounds of it?
You could cast it twice with 2 spell slots.
Oh, okay. But I can't like redistribute the 6. Okay.
It's up to 6 people.
Well,
I like the way you think.
That would have been good. Okay, in that case, I don't have any bonus actions I can use. Okay, fine. Oh, healing word on Josiah.
Hooray.
And as you're casting healing word on Josiah, the mist is just beginning to retract a little bit now, and the sun's coming through, burning off the mist, and you notice this trail of body parts out on the snow.
Oh.
I think we've outstayed our welcome.
You get
How much HP did I get?
4, but you get an action.
That's true. It is
Gimble.
Hank's turn next, and to be fair, actually, we're kind of out of initiative unless you start.
Unless you do something daft.
Yeah.
So first of all, Hank is going to turn to Gimble and say, Gimble, you absolutely sure you got Remoraz eggs?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
Let's
What
get out of
if-
here.
What if
That
this bird
is-
thing is like a cuckoo bird essentially, and they lay their eggs in the nests of other creatures, and the black egg is actually the bird thing?
But it's mine.
Let's get out of here, and we'll decide this later.
All right, so you guys go racing across the snow now, abandoning the sledges, I'm guessing, because you probably.
Well, I think can we use some as like makeshift triage things to carry the 2 wounded?
Yep.
Oh
Good,
yeah. Can I is there another guy that I can stabilize?
Yep.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on one of them.
Okay. Medicine check 10.
One of them gets 3 hit points. Such
he
a
can,
powerful wizard.
now he can walk. But limping.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go limping back to the Grimfrost tribe's camp, to their village.
While we're traveling, can we ask the whoever the most senior he's still alive, what that was?
Your friend named it Sky Master, did you say? What did you call it, Gimble?
Lord of the Sky.
Lord of the Sky, there you go. It is the Lord of the Sky.
How'd you know,
So
I just
Gimble,
winked it.
when you had that conversation without
Mhm.
us about
Mhm.
I say this in hushed tones, by the way, Russell. As we're jogging, I don't know what we're doing, but before we get to the Grimfrost tribe, I'd like to get up alongside old Gimble there and be like, "Hey, Gimble, so you know the guy that you told about the eggs?
Yes.
Is he still alive and with us?"
Quick scan. Russ?
That's a great question. Allow me to find out. No, he is not.
Nope.
No one knows.
Right, looks like we dodged a bullet.
Unless he told everyone.
I mean, I
Probably
was
she told
carrying
everyone.
one egg back to you guys, so they would have seen that one egg at least. But the
That's
other one,
okay. That's okay. One egg is cool, I reckon.
Mhm.
We give them the one egg with a bargain, bargain for it. Say this is a gift, but you have to come to the council of Goliaths.
Yep. We
Yeah,
raid the
but then
treasure.
we don't exactly, and then we don't tell them about the other ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. What
Sounds
do you
good.
guys reckon?
I think that sounds like a plan.
The less they know,
Okay.
the better.
What damage can they do with one giant worm?
We all laugh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
To the village.
Mhm.
All right, so you get to the Grimfrost village,
Oh, good.
and there is, no great difficulty with that. Right, and the shaman Bakara is there, along with various other Goliath local Grimfrost. That's right. He's the leader. Okay.
What's the shaman's name?
Bakara.
Bakara. Okay, cool. So, do you want to sort talking to the chief out?
Sure thing.
I'm gonna go have a chat with the shaman.
All right. So you head on into the village, and everyone sort of starts gathering around you as you come, and the three Goliath that are with you.
5. 2 wounded, 3 alive.
Oh yeah.
1 limping along.
Right, 5 Goliath. Great.
Wee.
They begin talking in Giant quickly and excitedly to the group, talking about how Tyr and Petois and various other their tribe died valiantly, either fighting the Remoraz or were taken by the Lord of the Sky. And everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, in the name of Annam, how did this happen?" Blah blah blah. And you get to Bakara and Loku and come before them, and you overhear them talking about the fact that the Lord of the Sky has not returned for 1,000 years. No one has heard of this. This is unprecedented in our time.
This is all in Giant, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
This is Moradin.
this is all
Oh, this isn't Giant. Sorry, I
this
didn't
is
hear
in
this.
Giant. So yeah, Tricky, you're the one that is overhearing all of that.
They're saying the Lord of the Sky came back for the first time in thousands of years.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's pretty big news.
Oh,
Um,
they know I speak Giant, right? I'm not hiding it from anyone.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
No, you just
Can I
translate both.
ask them, this Lord of the Sky,
Hmm.
what does it symbolize? Why do you think he returned?
Symbolize? I do not understand.
What does it mean?
It means that the Lord of the Sky has returned.
Yeah, but why does he return? You said last
Who
time
does he worship?
Oh yeah, I guess the thing is this just your run-of-the-mill giant eagle, or does this giant eagle literally live for thousands of years?
These, the Lord of the Sky is the last remaining of the rock. You have not heard of the rock.
Not
What?
in my travels, no.
Rook. And he spells it out in giant to you, Tricky. It's like ROC, rock.
Right.
He says, many, many thousands of years passed when the giants fought against the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
They required flying mounts of their own. And so the rock were born.
It's a mount. Okay.
It was to a giant a mount, but to us only a devastating enemy or the Lord of the Sky.
Mm.
Maybe it's oh crap, what's her name?
Yeah.
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 I think we're all connecting that
Unglamors.
I
dot.
think we've all forgotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unglamor, yeah.
Hmm.
Just-
Mm.
Well, they would know of Unglamore, right?
Have we told her?
Orgalize
Sorry,
know
told
of
them?
Unglamore.
Do organize.
And if they did,
them.
did Unglamore ride a rock?
You ask that. Does
Yes.
Anglamore ride a rock? It would not have been seen as uncommon in those times, according to our legends.
Okay.
So maybe.
Perhaps.
But we didn't see her on it or anything, right? Like,
No, he didn't.
Mm-mm.
okay.
If she
Do you
oh,
think maybe
that's
she
a good
can
point.
turn
If
into a rock?
she did, she wouldn't be allowed to attack us. She wouldn't attack us like that. Because
Well,
she
she
owes
didn't.
us a favor. So I don't know that like no. I don't think there's a relationship.
But
She wouldn't have sent a giant bird to kill us.
if there was a mount, it would have some sort of harness or whatever, some sort of like signs that it was being used as a mount. Was there anything on it?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. It's completely naked.
Also,
Naked, except
also,
for his.
you know, I have a feeling that you know what Tricky told us earlier. It has to do with. I have a feeling that this has more to do with the two Goliath that initially went missing when they did their stabby doos
Oh,
on
someone stabbed them,
something's
yeah.
spine.
I thought the bird just ate
Right.
them. Was that not the
I don't think
consensus?
that's.
I thought the
Is that
bird
what
just
you?
got them
Is that
first.
what you heard, Tricky?
Yeah.
If you want to
No.
make investigation checks for me, I might be able to clarify.
Okay. Because you said Liga put a spear through the thing.
Through its
That's what I
neck,
remember.
through its
So,
spine.
was that the
Spine,
Remoraz?
yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't that when we were just fighting
just
the
gonna drop
Remoraz
off
and
for
they
1
threw all the
second.
spears?
What
What's
are we
happened?
getting for our investigation?
10
11.
from Hank.
11. Tricky Boy was a 6. Hank, what did you get?
10.
10. And Josiah,
Right.
you need to save the day now, Josiah.
He's gone.
His
He said he'd be back in a second.
laptop went for a forced update.
Ah,
It's gonna take you 2 hours.
What?
2 hours.
It took me 2 hours. Do you mind?
You guys are gonna share a screen.
We could do that, but I've also my laptop's already been updated, so you could use mine. Okay. But it took me a long time, so
You guys need good computers.
What an asshole bloody machine thing to do.
Man, like really, I really object to computers and operating systems like doing that shit.
Deciding for you.
Telling
me
you
too.
when it's going to do something. It's like, dude, I'm in the middle of some shit. What is the point of
Yeah,
you?
exactly. I feel exactly the same.
He'll be back. It's fine.
Yeah, they impose themselves on us like that.
Mm,
We could take a quick 5-minute break
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
and grab yourself a coffee or whatever, and we'll be back.
It sounds good.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Excellent. Give Josiah a minute to get his shit together. Huh? How shall I kill them all? Oh, wait, they're there. Oh, crap. So you're back in.
I'm back, but not back.
He's on my other computer.
Yeah.
Are you able to get into D&D Beyond and roll?
Yeah. D&D Beyond's no issue. Roll20 might be a little way. I'm just waiting to see if this finishes updating. But we're all good for rolls.
Excellent. Well, that's what we like to hear.
What an inopportune time for a boss update.
Does it normally give you a warning or something?
Yeah, I put that little progress bar down and forgot about it.
I'm gonna blow my nose. Just gonna blow my nose. You don't need to see it.
How very
we do.
considerate of you.
Hello to you. What? Sorry, my cat's being weird. Good morning. Yeah, wait, why am I saying good morning? Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back. I've been tested for COVID twice in the last week, and I don't have it, but I've got a nasty cold nonetheless.
I think I've got what you've got, Russell. I don't. I've had 3 rat tests in 3 days, all negative. But yeah, I've got something. It woke me up last night. It woke me up the night before.
Yeah,
with sneezes and
not fun.
Gross stuff. Yeah.
Gross stuff. Okay, so you're at the Grimfrost tribe. You're in front of Loku, Grimfrost, and Bakara. Shaman here, discussing the rock, etc. Any more questions? Yep.
Yes. So, what do you think the return of the rock symbolizes? That being the case, that we've come to your camp with this proposal for the unification of the Goliaths, and suddenly the giant rock appears.
Right. Now, you're not speaking in giant.
Nope.
I'm
Just
translating, I guess.
I thought I speak common shop.
Oh, wait,
Why do you both sound weird?
I think it's because
Oh, you guys have got a bit of echo going.
I think we can hear you through Josiah's as well. Or
yeah.
something.
I
Hang
can't
on,
remember.
The laptop mic might be on instead of the actual headphone mic.
I'll fix that.
You better. Tricky Bob, can you make an insight check?
Inside. Oh, I still hear myself.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
It's better. Your sound's good now.
Yep.
A natural 1.
Yep.
A natural 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll interpret that. You thrown me off now.
We're too terrible.
Well, Loku leans over to Bakara, Tricky, and says something about symbols, but you don't know what he said. There's some translation issue there. You didn't quite pick up all of the words, so you're not
Did
sure.
you say about symbols?
Loku repeats what he said back to Bakara, and he said, "What is this word symbolize? What does this mean?" And Bakara turns and says, "It is a foreign term."
We need to be more literal.
It's when something has a meaning, essentially, that maybe is not obvious.
Like prophecy.
Yes.
Yeah,
an
that's
omen,
simple.
if you will. Do you believe that the rock is an omen of something?
Of course.
Of what?
The return of the Sky Lord.
I mean, that's what he is, isn't it?
The Sky Lord prophesies the return of the Lord of the Sky.
It's an American prophecy.
I don't think these people are steeped in nuance.
Very self-evident, kind of.
Yeah.
Quite a literal people. Okay, well, anyway, turn to the other side. Do we show them one egg? Do we give them the egg? Just one? Let's see. Look, this is what we bring.
Oh, right.
Gimble, do you want to make an insight check? Gimble, you're frozen. Well, you keep freezing, and you've gone black and white.
Sure. Who, me?
Yeah.
I can
Monochrome.
hear you. I can hear you fine. Your picture's just slow.
Oh, I think that's just his place is kind of.
Oh, and
annoying,
he's
but-
disappeared.
Yeah, he
That's a
did.
trick.
Wow.
There you go. You're fine.
Oh, there you go.
That seems better. Probably.
Oh, what's he doing?
He's disappeared to run off and make an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, I see
All
some
right.
movement in the back. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
How was Armageddon, Russell?
How was Armageddon? Armageddon was all right. It was good.
Am I back?
You're back. You're fine. As soon as you put yourself on mute, we could see you moving perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's just weird. Okay, 18.
18 for your insight check. I've even forgotten what I was making you an insight check about now.
Egg talk.
You were asking specifically egg talk.
So I was like, do we
right. So
show them
when
an egg?
Right. So when you mention the egg, you notice Bakara's, and he's the shaman. His eyes flicker over to you momentarily, and then back to who he's talking to, almost as if he recognized what you said.
God damn it. Okay, fine. Well then, we may as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'll turn to them. So all was not a loss in our expedition, and we have returned with a Remoraz egg. And so I hold it above my head.
All right. You hold the Remoraz egg above your head dramatically, and there is a collective gasp from the group of Goliath about you. What is this? You have brought an egg of the Remoraz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is the white one, right? This is
Yep.
A1.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, behold! They all stare at you, and the shaman steps forward. What do you intend to do with this egg?
Just that?
We will offer this egg as a gift to you and your tribe, perhaps in exchange for your agreement to parley and entreaty yourselves with the other Goliath tribes. And if you've got anything neat laying around, maybe we could help ourselves to that.
Would you like to make a persuasion check?
Certainly.
Or just take all your stuff.
This is via Tricky Bob's translation, I assume.
Yeah, if they can't
if they don't understand us at all.
Tricky Bob, do you get any bonuses to persuasion?
I have where is it? +1.
+1.
She has a natural cute air to her dwarfness.
Tricky Bob gets to make the persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
It's Josiah's words coming out of Tricky Bob's.
You just know how fucking overpowered my persuasion roll is. That's all.
I got 18.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
All right, so Tricky, you rephrase it slightly just to sort of soften the blow, and they look at you. Loku steps forward. The chieftain steps down off his throne, his big ass chair, basically, and looks at you, Tricky. He steps forward to you and bends down. Your friend offers this egg in return for us parleying with the other tribes. Is that
signing the treaty?
Well, to come to the meeting, to come to the tribal meeting. That remember, because we were out. Sorry, I think we were planning like this big coming together of the tribes, right? And they were all gonna like.
Yeah, so
I thought we wanted them to sign, not just because he can come and then just say nah.
Did we have a treaty?
So I am the treaty. Them putting their brand on me acts as a gesture of goodwill towards their essentially moving forward with creating this treaty.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would deem yourselves to grace me with your tribal tattoo right here, then you can have the egg and maybe throw in a little something as well. I don't know. We did kill 3 worms.
another persuasion check with advantage, please, from Tricky Bob.
But we're not going to get the bodies because there's a giant bird now.
Yeah.
It's not a happy bird.
16.
16. We accept your offer.
Yay.
Ha ha ha!
We will take your egg, and we shall nurture it.
What do you do with these?
One of the other Goliath comes forward from the back, who was part of your hunting party, and whispers something to Loku. I mean, any of you got any special perception?
Really sorry about that, guys.
That's all good.
Good.
Special.
We've struck up a deal, Hank.
Oh, what's the deal?
You
We
give
get
them
to
the
spend
egg,
stuff.
they agree to the treaty.
Oh,
And
yeah?
maybe a little something, something.
Stop saying it like that.
I like the something. I like the sound of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on, what was I looking for?
I kind of want to hunt out the nest to this rock now.
No.
I got nothing
Will kill us.
perception based.
I forgot what we we're doing.
Standing in front
Oh,
of.
looking for like some kind of like thing that we have.
Mm,
I have.
Are
I
we?
have
yeah, what
advantage
are
on
we doing?
survival checks against humanoids.
what?
What my other favorite enemy is humanoids, specifically humans, elves, and the undercommon.
Do you want to attack them?
That's an interesting choice there, Gimble. In favored enemy. I suppose
should've
we
got
did encounter
Goliaths.
those nasty drow people. So,
Anyway. No, it doesn't
so what are we doing right now? This instant.
You're standing in front of Loku and Bakara and some tribe members, including some of the hunting party that came with you.
So we are still mid deal
Yeah,
being made. Okay.
as far as I am concerned.
Okay.
He just whispered something.
One of the Goliath's children, one of the Goliath that identifies as a child, comes forth with a large flask and places it on a low table nearby, low enough that for you it's a medium table, and some tankards, horns, in fact.
Oh, good.
Big curly horns that look like they might have come from Auroch or some other beast of burden at some point.
Up a tankard.
Big twisted horns with metal ornamented holders so they can stand up. And they pour this Goliath concoction that smells like alcohol from about a mile away.
Right.
Will you drink with us?
I will drink with you.
Toast.
Sure.
I will drink with you.
So
What's
here's-
another bender?
I would like to propose a toast.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna pop off and display the tattoo that I got from the previous tribe, and I will raise a glass and say, "There is great honor in being the second to agree to something. It shows great strength of character and humility, and to your tribe, you have that honor." And I raise a glass.
All right.
And then knock it back.
And knock it back. And Tricky Bob, you translate that. And
Yep.
I'm going to get you to make another persuasion check just to see how well your translation goes.
So we need to get like 2 1s or something.
And they kick us out of town.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Was that advantage or no advantage?
With advantage.
Okay, yeah, it's 10.
10. Okay. They nod like politely.
Mm.
Come on, that was good speech.
Yeah, it was a good speech. Sadly, it got lost in translation somewhere.
Okay.
And they
Signing treaty second. Very good.
Good job. Way to go, buddies.
Great power. You.
But you can make insight. You can all make insight checks. Bakara leans over to Loku and says something to Loku.
Inside.
18.
13.
Yeah, perception. What am I doing? Skills, perception.
11 for Hank.
11 for Hank.
11 for me.
7 for you.
Damn.
Tim, what did you get?
13.
13. And Tricky Bob?
18.
18. All right, so Tricky Bob and Gimble, you notice you're getting the impression that Bakara at least speaks some, if not proper, common. and is also translating and making sure that what he's saying and what you're saying match up. And Tricky Bob, you kind of feel this pang of slight embarrassment where Bakara seems to be correcting your translation.
Yay.
To Loku. Loku, however, turns to you, Josiah, picking up the horn that he has, and another horn, and puts that horn in your hands. He walks straight over to you and places the horn in your hands after you've taken your first, you've hit the first one. Or they fill it up, one or the other. And he raises his horn to you and clunks it. And he says something to you in Giant, which Tricky Bob, you recognize as something to the effect of, "May Anim's strength be with you."
I'm just going to sip mine.
"And with you."
He doesn't understand, but he nods nonetheless.
Yep. And then let's knock him back, and I assume do a Constitution.
Oh yeah, always.
Always. There's no
I think
alcohol.
we
That
should
isn't
all
super
be-
potent.
I'm
Are
only
we all knocking
sipping.
it back?
Sorry,
I'm not knocking back. I don't want to knock
I'm
back.
knocking it back.
you're knocking
No,
it back.
I'm
If
not.
you don't knock it back, you don't have to make a Constitution save. But if you
Yeah,
are,
I'm not.
I'm knocking it back.
I get a 10.
Hank
Oh,
would totally knock it back.
all right, Josiah, you're feeling a bit half cut right now.
I want to shimmy over to the shaman during the drinks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bakara looks at you. "You are the one they call Gimble," he says in common directly to you.
Yes, thank you, Fakara. I just had some inquiries as a ranger on the manner of these creatures, these Remoraz and the egg that we brought. Have you ever raised one of these eggs from into a have you ever birthed one of these creatures from an egg?
"We have not done so ourselves, but our forefathers many years before have done so. It is said that they are fearsome creatures to fight with if they can be tamed." Josiah's coming and going in two places at once, and now he's back in one place.
Do they give tales of how to raise or hatch one of these eggs and what happens with them?
"You must keep it for something approaching 60 years. Then the egg will blacken and break."
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
Good to know. And so would you be able to tell based on this white egg how long you may have to wait?
"May I examine the egg?"
Sure. Yeah, I handed it, I guess it's on the table or something like dramatic. So here you go.
He goes to examine it, and he looks it over. He picks it up and rolls it around on the thing carefully. And the DM makes a check. "It is most difficult to say. These black lines here indicate the aging of the egg, but it has been so long since one of our tribe have seen such a thing close. It is hard to say. Our forefathers passed this knowledge down, but it has been lost."
Fascinating. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I think that's all. And
"Time is all we have, Gimble."
that's why I'm grateful to you for you to lend me some of yours. I drunkenly say, thank you. Time is good.
Persuasion check, Gimble.
Oh, that's perception. Hang on.
And luckily it's not a perception check because that was a big fail.
Yeah. Especially with my -1.
Damn. You get -1 perception.
Yeah, I'm not. No, persuasion.
Persuasion.
I'm not. He's not that charismatic. Turns out.
Right.
11. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. And I hit the table by mistake because I pull my chair away awkwardly.
All right. Very good. And
Okay.
Bakara now begins to translate on behalf of Loku. Loku asks you, "What is your next plan? Where do you intend to travel?"
I have lost the map. Crap.
That is
Did you lose the map?
I can help you.
Did we have a map?
I thought we had this. Yeah, we did. We had a map. Where was it?
how did you lose it?
It was in like one of the last sessions we had like a map of the island and
Was it in the
Oh,
like?
yeah.
Do you mean physically, like in IRL, or
yeah, like Russ had done up a little
Oh,
map
right.
for us. I just can't remember if it was in a chat or
in the drive? Is
Well,
that in the drive?
Roll
Why don't,
20.
why don't, wait,
Go
why
to
don't we
roll
just?
20. Go to roll 20 right now.
Okay.
I'm in roll 20.
aha,
Oh, yeah,
there it is.
yeah.
Okay, I'm taking a snapshot.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 1 second. Snippy.
So we need to get up north to Tharus Blood.
You wish to travel to Thor's Blood.
That's the they're the bad tribe, aren't they?
Ooh, okay.
On
what
the
about
north side of the
Raldana down
river.
bottom?
Rydana.
South then.
Right down.
Mm.
That's a long way. Are the black dots
The
other
black,
tribes?
the black dots are not Goliath tribes. They are human communities.
Ah,
I'll tell you honestly, guys, I wouldn't mind being in like the company of just humans for a little bit. I try to say this as politely as I can.
well, what if we? So what if we take the river back onto the east coast of the island?
And
We
then
sail down the
sail.
coast, and then we maybe stop in and treat ourselves some creature comforts. I'm getting a bit tired of yurt and walrus
yak milk.
blubber. Yeah.
Hmm.
And a special drink that the Goliath make, which is just whale blubber mixed with yak milk.
Where would you suggest we were to
Fermented
travel if
milk.
we want to not just go to Rydana? Where would you suggest we travel next?
What is your objective?
Unify the tribes.
To unify the tribes? Then yes, you will need to meet the Redana tribe.
Plus, if
But
we knock
Be
the
careful. We do not trust them. Their quotas on our fishing agreement have never been properly accounted for.
Hmm.
And what about the Tharus Blood? What do you have to say about the Tharus Blood?
There you will find most likely death. They are
Why?
an evil tribe. They have been corrupted by Memnor.
Well, worst case scenario,
Um,
there'll be one less tribe to meet.
Bakara looks over at Loku and they speak to each other in Giant for a moment. Tricky, can you make a perception check?
Ooh, 18.
He says something to him about something about the Skagen blood prophet.
Tharus Blood. Oh, sorry.
And
What did you just say about Skagen blood? Is that what I heard?
he turns back to you. Their chief is named Mordu Tharas Blood.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep. Does he do Skagen blood?
The
do you like to
tribe,
party?
the Thoras Blood tribe have accepted Skagen blood as a gift from the humans of what's the name of the place? Not Balkanad.
Vanderhold.
Vanderhold, yes, thank you. Vanderhold.
what was his name?
So,
Mordu,
could we assume then that most of them
he's
will
already
be
there.
blind when we arrive?
We have encountered their warriors in the gorge, and as they appear to be blind, they do not appear to be impaired.
Oh, interesting.
Well, they should see us coming.
Perhaps.
Little bit dark humor there.
Maybe we need to get a bit more of a reputation behind us with the other Goliath tribes before we go and try and take.
Let's save them for last.
Mm,
Dead
Yeah.
last.
Save them for last.
You wish to unite all Goliath?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Then you will have to leave this island too.
Mhm.
Understand?
Eventually.
We
Yep.
understand. We have means of traveling back and forth, but maybe
we
we
are
want.
aware of your
They're
boat.
called boats.
Mm.
What you do
We
is you
have
strap a bunch of.
seen your boat. It lays down beyond the grim frost entrance of the river. Our tribesmen watch it for you.
Oh, thank
that's
you.
nice.
You are welcome.
Also, where are our crew?
They
Oh,
remain,
they're still on the boat.
they remain on the ship.
I feel so bad for them. Yeah, we need to stop and do a town for them for like a
We
week.
could do a tab for them. Yeah, I feel like we should probably include them more in our provisions when we leave.
Mhm.
You know,
But this is just drunk talk. I'll forget about
True.
it later.
True. Hey man, I got a Constitution save of 16. Thank you very much.
Ooh, nice.
What else? What else?
We need to discuss you guys marking your totem, your tribal icon on my treaty.
I forgot what I want to ask. Sorry.
What are you
check.
asking, Gimble? Are you putting
No, I'll let them do the tattoo
that
talk
conversation
first.
first? Bakara looks at you. You wish to be the treaty.
Yes, I think it's the perfect embodiment of the agreement between the tribes.
He turns to translate this to Loku, and Loku looks at him strangely, and they have a brief conversation. Tricky Bob, you can make a perception check.
6.
As a game, does this mean that the treaty dies with Josiah, or does that mean that they then skin him when he
That's
dies?
Yeah.
exactly what I was
Skin.
thinking. You know, you see the treaty like,
And that's
you know,
exactly
in a-
what they're thinking too.
Yeah.
or hopefully they keep him taxidermy. So they're going,
Yeah.
Bakara steps over to you, Josiah. This is your wish to be the parchment of the treaty.
Like, it's not like the only thing I want to do in my life, but I think that it's a very noble cause.
This
I think that
treaty will not last long. It most certainly will not pass one generation.
Probably pass
I
a
don't
generation
know
of
what you know
Goliath.
about half elves, but my lifespan is much longer than average Goliath's. So
Not
definitely
here, it isn't.
it's. Are you threatening me?
No.
Okay, good.
I jest, and he grabs your shoulder very strongly and almost crushes it, but he's not meaning to.
Yeah.
No, my friend, the weather will kill you.
I have to say, out of all creatures we've encountered so far, the Goliath are the most humorous. You know?
I remember
they
you
love a
guys liked the
laugh,
tavern owner at Ancorn.
Yeah,
He's great.
exactly. Yeah, he's spot on.
Uther.
Here's a good egg.
A good egg. Ah, I see what you did there.
Oh, I didn't mean to. All right. So, what I wanted to ask, looking at, do we have a map? Do we like in game? Do we have a map?
In game, yeah, I guess you do. Yeah.
Maybe a drawing, much like
I
the
don't
one
know.
we're
Well,
looking
maybe
at,
we
you
pick
know?
one up on town. I don't think we did. I mean, like, we'll
Are you
pick one
much
up
of
next time.
a cartographer, Gibble? You
I
must
love
be used
maps.
to.
I love maps.
Well, I mean, it's if I think it's fair that Gimble, if he does love maps and he's a ranger, may well have been keeping sketches and maps along
I
the
think-
way.
I think I might be
sketches
yeah,
things.
like just scribbling the paths we take, but that
Right, there might
remains to
be-
be seen if as like a hobby. If it's not actually, if it's already been mapped out.
I would also suggest, sorry, Gimble, that you have like lots of notes and little maps that you haven't actually collected together and collated into one map yet.
That sounds great. Yeah, let's go with that.
Those are
Anyway,
cool
so
pieces and
I'll-
such.
I'm gonna pull it. I'll start rummaging through a few pieces of paper and see what I can find for this on so far, for Vanderhold, and I'll go to the what was his name? Go the shaman one,
Bakara.
Bakara. Yep. And I'll go to Bakara and say, if we were to take the boat, is there any locations you'd recommend we visit for the spiritual significance of the Goliath tribes on Vanderhold?
By boat?
Not necessarily by boat. If we have to make a stop and walk inland, or then we'd be happy to do so.
Between the two mid-lakes, high in the mountains there is a shrine to Anum. Many Goliath travel there once or twice in their lifetimes to make offerings to Anum.
That's
Very good. Thank you.
so.
Thank you.
Is that between the lake south of us?
Yes, beyond the lake to the south.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So all right, I'll like
It points to a location that is approximately here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, yeah, and I'll scribble on my map. I'm like, actually no, hang on, I'll do it like this.
Please forgive me, Gimble. Out of game, I zoned out for a second there.
Let's scribble on the map.
Cool.
Yep, go
Do
on.
you are you talking about? Are you talking about a place of worship?
Yeah.
Was that your question?
Yeah, or like no, well, anything. Well, what else is on this island? I mean, so right now we know that tribes are on this island. We know where a couple of settlements are located, but we don't actually know if there's anything more on it. So
Right.
if they tell, so now they've told us that there's there's something of interest in the middle of the island. We can go check out the shrine.
I think that's a good idea.
Well,
But that's a later problem.
Well, I mean,
It's quite awkward to get to right now where we are. I thought if we sail around after Raydana, if we were to go west along the, and again, I'll put all these papers in front of Hank, and this way, and we go this way, we can cut over.
well, what we could,
Hank's
what we
a
could
little
do-
bit impressed with. I think Hank at this point would be a little bit impressed with this unknown ability that Gimble has just shown him. He's like,
Just ignore.
been doing this
poo.
whole
Just
time,
ignore
like-
the poo and this is stinks. It comes right off.
yeah, right.
Yeah, how come you've never shown us this before?
It never seemed to really matter. We knew
Yeah,
where
what
we
is
were
this
going.
like a hobby? You know,
we
Yeah.
we had a tendency to stick to roads before, but this is kind of the first venture into the vast unknown that we've done.
Mhm.
I suppose it is. Yeah.
Also, if there's already a map for Vanderhold, then I could just throw all this away. Anyway.
Keep hold of it.
The
Cool.
Goliath don't seem to have very detailed maps. They have like an outline of the island with a few dots on it. They have a little bit more detail in terms of smaller maps of their area, but those maps are painted on the side of their tents, inside the yurts, and on large leather, like mammoth leather flaps and things.
Well, yeah, I'd drunkenly suggest to Hank if we like are told this, I'd drunkenly suggest to Hank, hey, let's go look at these. Let's go look at the walls later. And see if
Yeah.
there's anything weird there we could look
It's
at.
kind of like a basic version of a tapestry, really.
It is exactly, and secrets.
Yeah.
They might have secret little. You go over here, and there's treasure.
Yeah, we could do that. I'll be down with that. Do that with you, Gimble.
Done.
All right.
Wow, very well.
I'd also, at some point, I'd like to, when we decide to finally have like a little rest or something, I'd like to get a little place with all of us together and just have a little huddle, maybe look at some things away from the rest of the Goliath. But
Hank, can you make an insight check too, please?
yeah, sure. God damn it, these dice are not helping me today. Insight is that's an 8.
Well,
We're terrible.
you realize that Bakara is a Goliath.
Gimble, are you aware? Perhaps you missed it, but I think Bakara is a Goliath.
Can I do an insight check?
Uh,
I'll just stare at Bakara, but
Tricky
but-
can make an insight check,
but it's, and I say it because I'm
Okay.
not sure now. It spoke common.
A 21.
21.
Oh,
Tricky. When Hank mentions the word tapestry, Bakara glances over in his direction briefly and then looks away.
Are you have some sort of interest towards tapestries, Bakara?
Bakara looks at you, Gimble. Not Gimble. Tricky Bob.
And I go,
There is a legend of a tapestry.
A legendary tapestry. Well, does she speak common or
This is Bakara.
a male? I thought it was Bakara was a girl.
Yeah, non.
That's a
we don't
child.
know.
Yeah.
They identify,
I just
Squeeze,
assume
squeeze.
it's
they identify as Goliath. Bakara says, yes, we have a legend of a tapestry. A long held legend passed down. It is said that the one you call Unglamore is somehow connected to its weaving.
Uncle Mo weaved it.
Perhaps. It is not known for sure, But such a tapestry is said to be held by mortals far to the south. They carried it away at the end of the Second Age.
How far south are we talking?
Any idea where it could? Yeah.
We have heard only that a great army took it. It was taken by a lich.
Like further south than Vanderhold?
Much, much further south. Beyond the lands that are scorched.
Oh.
Oh wow. Okay.
And one of the others says in Giant to Sony, Chuggy, you're going to hear this, beyond the Parkard Rift.
Damn. I mean, I don't say anything.
Beyond the Parkard, you say?
Damn.
Damn.
Hang on, wait, no. Like, I'm going to stop saying damn. I don't think it sounds.
Zounds!
Sounds?
God's
Oh,
rules.
Jinkies.
We need to establish curse words and exclamations.
Right.
yeah.
Edit,
Also,
edit.
Animals
slang.
Yeah.
And some slang.
God.
Yeah.
I'll give you inspiration every time you come up with something really cool. If I like it.
Grumsh.
I will imagine cool is not. Is cool a thing?
Cool wouldn't be a thing.
That came around in like the 70s, right? Something along those lines.
I turn to the glass. You know all about cool. Ah, it's cold. Sorry,
Boo.
I'm drunk.
Boo. You get a stony look for that.
Yeah, you get minus inspiration.
Speaking of
know
being
about
drunk,
cool? You wish to know about cool? Here's a refrigerator. No.
Okay, so this has been good. Learned a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
Educational.
Cool. Should we retire, or are we still going to be?
They say that
I would like to be tattooed.
We're gonna go. Yep.
Wow,
Right
I'm
now.
still half
Well,
cut.
Hank, are you getting tattooed as well?
No, I'm good with my anoraks.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a-
just
I'm a-
I don't want to watch that again.
Oh,
are
I'll be
all
there.
the
Well,
Let's go wander
Goliaths?
around and look at tents.
Are you ready for your sign, Josiah?
I am ready. What is
Alright.
the symbol of this? No, I can't say symbol. What is your totem? What is your sign?
The Bakara tribe sign. It looks like. I suppose I can just draw this directly on the map, actually, just for fun.
What are you drawing?
On the map.
One moment, please. Something like that.
Ah, the humble flag.
Could be that.
What does this represent?
There you go.
Coolness.
What does it represent? One moment. I'm going to just do a little research.
See, I learned that the auroch was the symbol of the tribe to the east of here, the Uzan.
It is the word for birch, a type of tree here.
Is it a well-known steadfast tree? Is it?
Of course.
I see.
I
And
think
that's
they
how
came
you-
up. They got the idea and then they just stick with it.
Yeah, I
Come on
thought
now.
birch was quite thin and quite weak.
Oh, do you say that?
Actually, I'll tell you what. It represents. Okay, yeah, it is like an old. It's like a. It says here, birch is a leafy twig, little tree, fresh.
It's like this thick normally. We have them in Europe. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
quite
they
thin.
have them here. They're resilient.
Um,
stand up
New
to
Zealand
the,
isn't in Europe.
I've never seen birch here.
We've had there's birch trees here. I had a birch tree in my backyard when I was a kid.
We have birch trees.
Pretty sure we
Yeah,
have
we have
birch over
birch.
here.
The Burkana Burkana says the birch bears no fruit, yet without its seed it brings forth leaves. Splendid are its branches and gloriously adorned. Its lofty crown reaches to the skies.
Perhaps it's
I guess they're
perhaps
tall,
it's
yeah.
a metaphor for survivability as well. Beauty,
Resilience,
and
yeah.
resilience. Yeah, beauty and
Suppleness.
resilience.
Suppleness also.
Ooh.
Supple.
I close my eyes, smile and nod like I care.
Mhm. Yeah, you're gonna make a persuasion check.
You're not even here. You're looking at tents.
Have I gone
Oh,
off
yeah.
to look at tents?
Let's
Up to you, Did you
no,
go?
but let's
Yes.
do that now. Let's
Let's go do that.
Yeah,
Alright.
well, if it would please the tribe or please yourself,
Please
Chief.
the court.
Fit
Yes,
would please.
tattoo my skin with your symbol.
Right. And now they ask, and where upon your flesh parchment will you have this tattoo?
Just right next to the next one. It's all going across here.
Are they happy with the tat going next to that tribe? Do they not mind that tribe?
It has to be like that, right?
Like it has to go on like your back. It doesn't have to go right next
We
to
have
the other one.
accepted your terms. You may choose.
Just put it right next to the other one.
All right. And so they lay you out on this concrete slab or stone slab, a lot like the sort of altar you would expect human sacrifice to occur on.
Couple of
And
bloodstains.
couple of Goliaths stand by to basically wipe the blood and sweat off you as the other one starts tattooing you with this ink. And they continue to feed you more and more of the alcohol that they were giving you before. I'll get you to make a Constitution save.
Alrighty.
Did you roll a natural one?
Yes.
Wait. Does he get advantage for being drunk?
It's okay. You can't critically fail a save or succeed on a save, right? That's just
Yep.
a fast fail.
See, Tim. That's the rules as written.
Oh, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, a bit of flexibility. That's fine. Kill him.
Kill him. Really, what the save was mostly to find out how much you squealed, and you
So
squeal
lots.
a lot.
I like to think me and Hank are looking at this tapestry. You know, the tents that you should just have.
I scream in pain, but as I'm doing it, I go, "This is the best tattoo I've received, hence the most amount of pain."
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Feed their ego.
you're saying. That
Can you make a persuasion check?
Disadvantage. He's
Shall I
drunk.
do it with disadvantage? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're trying to persuade the DM. That's the persuasion check.
Plus 9.
11.
11. That was.
He's got +9.
How do you get +9 to a
Half
It's
elves,
just
half,
another
elves are,
two.
half elves are broken, and being a swashbuckler adds even more charisma to it. So it's
So damn charming. Imagine
Yeah.
if you were a bard.
Mm.
All
I
right.
think we've actually sort of naturally moved towards becoming what's that way to play? Min maxes.
To min-max. Hilarious. Okay, so
Yeah.
you cry out in
Like my
pain.
dude,
You make your
it's
speech.
it's +10 to stealth. Josiah's got +9 to charisma.
I think
I
this
don't
is,
have
to
that
be
much
honest, I
good
think
stuff.
this is just 5th edition. Honestly, this is 5th edition versus. I don't know if you guys have played previous editions, but it's much harder to get stats like that in 3rd or 1st edition.
Right.
My highest is +5.
Yeah, I got +6.
What's
I
the,
try
what's your
not
highest
to-
roll, Tricky Bob?
Huh?
What's your highest skill check?
Well, I got insight +5. I've got medicine +5 and survival +5.
So
Right.
whiz.
Well, the difference is you can cast all kinds of fucking spells, though.
Mm.
You know, there is a yeah. I mean, melee
There's a
characters
plus side and a negative, yeah, I suppose.
No, I think it takes a little bit of player maturity, so you don't just go, "Yeah, well, I'm just gonna fucking go in there. I'm gonna sweet talk him." Yeah, you try and you be a bit mature about it and go, "Look, I know I'm good at this, so I'll see what else I can do in this."
Mm.
Right.
You're your own handicap.
Exactly.
You're
And I live my life that way.
right. Because life isn't challenging enough. I'll throw some extra challenges at myself.
Exactly.
Because challenges and obstacles create growth,
Mm.
right?
Exactly.
And
While
they
we
touch
look at
on the core
tents.
concepts of ceremonial ritual magic in the Western tradition, just like that. Anyway, moving right along.
While we look at
Hinting.
tents, can we also have a sleuth for their vault?
You can have a sleuth for their vault. You can make an investigation check.
I'd like to help you with that, actually, Gimble, if you don't mind.
Or do we each do checks or do we do one with help? Because I would rather help you than attempt the roll.
All right. Yep.
Yeah,
Well, why don't we
while you
both do
guys
the
are looking,
checks? Why don't we
I'm being
both do the
tattooed.
checks?
You could both do a
Alright.
check, or you can
Okay.
hand it over to one of you or the other.
Let's both do the check. All right, let's go.
Okay, we'll both do the check.
Because we're
Yeah,
both
cool.
wandering around as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
almost a 22.
Was it
Oh.
investigation?
Yeah, it's investigation. Gimble, you're pretty sure there's no vault in this whole place. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's
there's not enough solid material around for there to be a vault under it. What did you get there, Hank?
I got a 15.
15. You suspect if there is a vault that they've covered it with structures and tents and yurts, and most likely if there is a vault, it's going to be beneath what is essentially their megaron, their main chamber, the admittance chamber where the throne is, etc.
Right,
It'll
right.
be under that or somewhere in that vicinity, if anywhere, because that's the most solid set of structures in the whole camp. The walls of the camp are made of wood, and they're all basically
Birch.
palisades. A lot of birch.
Yeah.
There's a big,
All right,
there's a big birch tree in the center of the town too. Huge, giant tree that presently has no leaves on it, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, there you go.
Right, so I say that to Gimble with like, hey, it strikes me. Probably if we were to find one of their treasure vaults, it'll be underneath the big main building where we were before. You know, the one that's actually solidly built.
that does make sense.
Mm,
Yeah, it checks out.
probably.
Makes
Yeah.
more sense than my
Anyway,
idea.
let's keep looking for tapestries.
All right.
Tapestry hunt.
Tapestries.
Is that, yeah, do we find anything weird on like the tents? Anything unusual?
Anything of note?
Anything that would just be the usual? Oh, look, they're hunting deer and.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the interior of the Megaron area and the surrounding tents and things have a kind of a narrative telling the story of their tribe that goes back to mythical times, to the second and then the first age. Of course, it gets more and more vague the further back it goes, and less story and more just a record of names.
Are there so does that mean are there actual images of them riding Remoraz or taming Remoraz?
No.
It's not actually put down anywhere.
Let me see. Let me see about that.
They could just be full of shit. Shaman's just bullshitting his way through it. He's evil.
He just likes to eat Remoraz eggs.
That could be
That's
it too.
all it is.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it was
He's like,
unsuccessful, I'm afraid.
I'll cook up the story of us riding Remoraz eggs. So everybody brings me the Remoraz eggs, and I can have a feast.
Oh, and while we're wandering around Hank, I'll say,
I'll tell you what, Gimble. Sorry to interrupt you there. You
okay.
jump in there. You find an image or a panel where you see these warriors returning with an egg, and then you see the egg being utilized in some sort of process. They keep it for a while. They try and spawn it, and then whatever spawns from that, they turn into something edible.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, so I'll look around. Is there anyone around us? Me and
Who you
Hank.
are right now? Well, there's Goliath about the place, mostly working.
None of them paying attention. None of them in the eardrop.
Do you want to make a stealth check?
Sure.
Should we
8.
both?
You can make a stealth check too if you like, but
You should probably tell me why I'm going to make the stealth check, though, Gimble. Like, why am I being
No,
sneaky?
because I was just going to whisper things to you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries.
But with an 8, so I'm pretty sure the egg, the black egg, is gonna hatch.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see whether or not I noticed that Gimble is trying to be sneaky?
you can tell.
Oh, okay. All right. So I whisper back to him. Like, shit.
Shit indeed.
Okay. that's it. Well, what do we do? What do we do about that? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
should we
we
let it
need
hatch?
to, we leave tomorrow. to at
Yeah.
least be out of here before it does.
Or maybe have you given them the egg already?
Give him the white one.
Oh, you already gave them the white one.
Yeah,
Okay.
give him the white one.
Well, let's hatch it. Let's keep it. What do they eat?
Okay, let's try it.
Well, I mean, why not?
Yeah, sure.
When we
Let's
leave
do it.
Vanderhold, we can just let it go.
Let's do it. Yeah, I've had a few.
You know.
This is a great idea.
Yeah,
Write it.
this could be really
Write it.
interesting from a scientific
Yeah,
perspective.
it's a good idea. This is a really good idea, Hank. For
mean,
our around
it's gonna be
shoulder,
tiny,
this is
right?
a really good idea.
It's going to be tiny, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
not
for
gonna
sure.
be big. So
yeah, right.
surely we can manage it. You know, we
Right.
might get a couple burns or something, but
The egg might explode.
really?
I just picture it exploding.
Well, okay.
Maybe fine. That's just
Maybe
my
you hold on to it
imagination.
for now.
Sounds good. All right, cool.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff. All right,
Cool.
I'm gonna go.
Alright.
I'm gonna go crash.
Should we go back? Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
because Gimble actually, maybe I'll run this through you first before I actually do it. But I was kind of keen to. I mean, we probably don't need to now because you seem to become an expert on Remoraz eggs in the
Mhm.
last few hours.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we could shine my lantern over the eggs, and I also want to have a look at these little frost lilies that I picked up too with the lantern. Give them a little, give them a look.
Okay.
Look
I
at
forgot about
the
the
eggs, look at the
lantern.
lilies. Yeah,
You still have that,
yeah,
right?
man.
You didn't get stolen.
Kick-ass lantern, man. Yeah, of course.
Good.
No.
Yeah, I'm just concerned. We
Right
flashed
here
around
on my
too
hip.
much. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna. What do you do?
Head back. Check on
We're
Josiah.
gonna head
and then
back to
then
wherever it
crash.
is that we're hunkered down.
Okay.
Yeah.
so-
Do we have a allocated
Tent.
living space?
yeah. Same as basically the last tribe kind of situation. They give you a yurt to dwell in.
Mhm.
All right. Cool.
They also provide you with a Goliath that identifies as a child, and also as a servant.
An odd thing to identify as.
Right.
I
There's
am a
there's some
servant.
Look,
You will address me as Jeeves.
Slave child.
if you'd never been taught that you had autonomy and were a free agent, then you might just always believe that you were a slave from the moment you were born. If nobody told you differently, why would
I
it be
suppose.
different? So
You should see their hide sweatshops.
right. I love it. You just invented that. All right. So you guys all gather back together in your
Sort
little
of mammoth killing
in
children.
your hut and begin to share your stories about what you've learned. Josiah and Tricky, what have you been doing while these guys were out exploring?
Just
we
eyes
were-
squealing like a
yeah.
bitch.
Mm.
Watching
You were
him
what?
get tattoos.
Watching it, right? Because Josiah's getting his tattoos, right? Okay.
Tricky held my hand
She
because
cast
it was relatively painful.
She casts cure wounds and the tattoo vanishes.
Time to start again.
Yeah. I mean, it would though, wouldn't it? Like, how else does?
Sure.
Otherwise, we'd all be covered in scars, right?
Right.
I thought you still get scars after you get hurt. It just they heal over.
Yeah, I think that cure wounds and all of those spells do leave
Oh,
scars,
no.
but like restoration would fix it.
That means my face is like, oh
Pretty
man.
gross. I didn't want to say.
No.
I didn't want to say anything.
You
Yeah,
haven't looked in the
you
mirror.
are
before.
quite unpleasant to look
I
at,
am
Hank.
Get
gross.
worse.
Oh man.
Do you think Hank should get a charisma modifier?
Oh no.
Makes you
I
feel
mean,
any better? I'm
you could go, like-
completely scorched.
You could get like a bonus to intimidation, but a minus to persuasion, something like that.
Minus the persuasion. Oh no,
have to
that's
figure out how to
terrible.
do
My
that.
intimidation is awful.
Remember, you described Hank as a handsome
That-
man.
My
He was.
persuasion is actually really
Originally.
good.
He was
He
handsome.
was, he was always a
Yeah.
handsome,
Leave-
chubby fat guy.
Leave your stats alone. I don't want to screw
All right. All right.
Create custom skills. Okay, I'm done.
skills. Yes. All right. So, do you end up taking a long rest?
Mm,
Yes,
We may, that'd be lovely.
I need one.
Yeah, we'll do that, and I'm gonna wave my lantern over these lilies and these eggs. I'll
Well,
give you a
No,
little
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
wanna-
no,
I
no,
don't wanna
no, no,
pull- I don't
no,
wanna
not
pull
with
out the
the
eggs.
not
We'll
with
do
the
the-
boy in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you can do the lilies. We won't do the eggs until we leave here.
I thought it was the
Is
boy
he
without
living
mouth.
with us? The boy
No,
servant.
He just
No,
runs around outside most of the
Okay.
time, and if you want him, you just pop your head out and be like,
boy,
fetch water,
Mm.
get food, bring wine.
hot bath, please.
I mean, let's do all of those 3 things as well. While I'm looking at the lilies, so we can get some food and wine. That'd be nice.
Can we just eat and drink earlier?
I want more.
A nightcap, Tricky Bob. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
When the morning comes, your young friend comes into your room to wake you all. And speaking in Giant, he says, "Wake, wake! It is time for morning bath."
Oh, you guys do baths. Is it
It's
warm?
quite nice, yeah.
Is it warm?
Ice bath, isn't it?
So Tricky Bob, yeah, I mean you're translating here. So do you translate for Tim, for Gimble?
Sure.
Right,
and
what
Hank.
bath? We have the baths.
And
Is it cold or hot?
very cold, brisk. You will wake up quickly,
No, thank you.
make you stronger.
No, thank you. I'll lie back down.
I'm on board. Come on, boy, take me to the bath.
All right, down the hill from the actual encampment, from the town, there is a natural set of ponds that are largely frozen over, and you see the Goliath get there very early in the morning, and they smash the ice and make a nice hole around the edge, and they get in and bathe and swim about, and it's the happiest you've seen most of them.
Ah, that's really nice.
And,
That's
and
sweet.
you're gonna have a swim as well?
I'll dive in.
Right, you can make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, let's see if I get another natty. Boom, boom.
Difficulty is 12.
14.
Nice. You do not suffer a level of exhaustion.
That's good.
Otherwise known in this case as hypothermia.
Yeah.
All right. And so you get out after swimming briefly. I think the Goliath are quite impressed, actually. Some of them anyway. The others are like, well, of course you can swim in the cold. I was like, well, we all do that. Our children do that. Come on.
Look, I am the size of one of their children.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so you get out of the freezing lake water and dry off and quickly go and warm yourself. The tribesmen now come forth, and Loku brings forth his guards and Bakara to where you are. They say, Bakara steps forward, "Our tribe wishes to offer gifts to your people."
Oh, nice.
We humbly accept.
We have no need for such gifts.
No.
No.
Sorry.
Don't be rude.
Push Gimble to the back. He does not speak for all of us.
Gimble gets no gifts.
Gimble gets no gifts. They bring out these very big furry cloaks, and they give each of you a set of cloaks and warm leggings if you want them.
Sweet.
That'd be
How
great.
big are they? Are they like size for us?
I
or
will have a
just-
child cloak.
We'll all have. I'll need like a baby cloak.
Actually, pretty accurately made, and they seem very new. Like they might have been
How do they size us up?
by
How do they get my
eye.
measurements?
Oh, we're
Oh,
asleep.
with their eyes,
boy.
I guess.
When you're
Boys
asleep?
there. Little tape measure.
How many eggs long?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
We
Do these give us like
service.
more protection against cold?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes. In fact, as long as you're wearing these cloaks, you can get a modified +1 to saving throws against cold.
Done.
Haven't made any of those, have they yet?
Mm.
No, I don't think you have, and you probably never will.
And it seems that this cloak makes me invisible.
I see. All right.
Cool.
So-
All right. Well, we're very grateful. Thank you very much. Cloak on.
It has been recorded in our annals that you have been to our tribe now, that you have visited with us.
Does that mean there's a little drawing of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Can we go look at
Yeah,
the
there's
little
a
drawing?
Let's
before we
go have a
leave?
look and see if it's complimentary of us. What is it? Yeah.
Is it complimentary or not?
Yeah.
One figure that's more rounded than the others, and his face is looking a little bit beaten up.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 20, it's a 19.
Oh, yeah, pretty good. All right, pretty,
Happy with that?
Does that mean it's more accurate?
Yeah, there'll be like one of
more
like
flattering. It's
Gimble, a
more
little stick
flattering.
figure of Gimble, like pointing and shouting at a bird that's descending down on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
Hank pissing himself behind his own little.
You can each choose a moment that you want to have memorialized in this thing. Something that one of the Goliath has to have seen you do, of course.
Yeah, bird stare down.
The Remoraz also would be a
Mm.
fair option.
My one will be me pulling Gimble out of the Remoraz's maw.
All right.
Yeah.
That's me as well. No fair.
I'll add a couple of extra ones too, to include there. One of them would be you presenting the egg to the tribe, and standing over the corpse of the Remoraz.
Nice. Sweet.
All right.
And well, can we? Are we? I'll turn to them. Can we add a little something to this,
No,
please? What about our name? Our group's name?
you just wish to scroll a word.
Yes. 2 words.
2 words. In what tongue?
Common.
Chicky can do it in giant.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah.
And
if
giant
you- if you
underneath.
got a theme.
That's 4 words.
Make a persuasion check.
Shit. 12. Bad for me.
In giant, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Tricky, right? Frostmoor Crows.
Okay.
Frostmoor Crows, we're
Literally
here.
translated
With a Z.
into
Into
Crows of Frostmoor.
Cold bird.
cold.
Old bird.
How do you translate? What is more?
Well, the Frostmoors are like an area, so it'd
crows of
be
the
like,
Yeah.
frostland,
Yeah.
or crows of the frozen snow, or crows of the Ben Vanaheim. I don't know.
Cold heath bird.
Cold heath bird.
Cold heath birds. Excellent.
Thief
They have
birds.
crows up here? They probably don't. There's no giant. Wait, is there a giant word for?
For a crow?
Yeah.
Sure, that'd be
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Noisy birds.
Scream bird.
Yeah, scream bird.
I mean, I see Annam, the Allfather, as being a lot like Odin. And if you think of Odin, he had Thunen and Moonin, the 2 ravens that were
Right.
thought and, was it thought and memory?
oh,
Yeah. So yeah.
Done. Scrolled in. Got coats. Good to go.
All right.
Can they give us a couple of provisions?
What kind of provisions do you wish?
Just a bit of meat. Last us a week.
Are you not a ranger? Can you not hunt?
It's hard to
Ooh.
hunt on a boat.
Fish.
He looks at you like, are you stupid?
Fine. No, walk off.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Farewell then, new friends and travelers.
We will see
Farewell.
you at the council.
And when will this council be formed?
Oh, we decided on that, didn't we?
Did. Does
3
anyone
months
remember?
or something?
Yeah, it was 3 months. In
3
3 months' time.
moons from now.
Yep, 3 full moons.
man, we gotta hurry.
Full moons.
Yeah.
Dariel, 7 moons. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically
the rotation, 3 rotations, I suppose.
right. Basically, each of the moons clocks at 1 month
Mm.
Right.
from the same point, right? Okay, cool. And so, thusly, you leave the Grimfrost tribal ancestral home and head back down towards your boat on the river.
Now, I have while we're walking and once we're out of earshot of the Goliath tribe of the Grimfrost, I'd like to say to Gimble.
This is
about
right by
this-
the boat.
Okay, yep, right by the boat. Cool. Now, we're about to get on board a wooden boat, and we
Yes.
have an egg which may or may not explode, but
Yes.
also may or may not hatch with a fire-breathing thing.
Yes.
The boat is wooden.
Yes.
I think maybe we should try and mitigate the potential damage that it might cause, if possible.
We can use water because we're the boat is on water. All we need to do is get some water, and we can tip it on the fires should that happen.
Okay. All right.
I can't think of much else to do with it, really.
Yeah.
Let's just keep an
I
eye on the
guess
egg.
so. Just keep an eye on the egg.
Can I do a check? Can I do an egg check when we're on the boat?
Yeah. What do you want to make an investigation check?
Yes. Oh well, a nature check.
What
Or
are you
a.
trying to learn specifically?
I just want to check on the state of the egg of the black egg. Is it showing any more like signs of advancement? Do I get the feeling like can I see little cracks or anything really noticeable right now, or does it still seem pretty okay?
This is an investigation check.
Damn it, Hank, get over here.
Yeah. Okay. So I walk over to Gimble. What's up? What's going on?
Does this egg look hatchy to you? I got a 12.
To you, Gimble, it looks pretty much the same as it was.
Investigation, eh? 21.
21. It hasn't changed from your point of view either, Hank. It seems to be pretty much the same as it was. And Hank, you heard that it took like 50, 60 years for this thing to hatch anyway. So you would expect if it's going to advance, it's going to be dead slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well,
Right,
and Hank, I had an idea. All right, let's get some snow. All right, so I'm gonna scoop up a bunch of snow and make like a little snow nest on the boat. And put the egg on that.
I'm down with that, and I
All the
can
eggs on that.
I can maintain it actually with my shape water.
Do we want to eat one? I put this up to the group.
I think they're more useful as bargaining chips to the other tribes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to do anything to eat them specifically. Maybe
If we got a spare one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll hold off on eating them for now then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have to consider these things.
Mm-hmm. If we get desperate and I can't hunt anything, we'll eat the eggs.
Would our Goliaths know anything? Our boaties
About what?
about
boys.
these eggs?
Nah.
Oh.
The shaman didn't even know that much.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Lovely. Well, crew,
I'm super
trusty
keen
crew.
to keep one. Right. Just so that we're all here. Like while we're all here and we're all talking about this as a group, I think it would be pretty cool to study one. These are pretty rare things, right? Like they're pretty dangerous and interesting. I think that having one to raise and study its life cycle would be of great benefit to the realms.
I just didn't know you were such a naturist, Hank.
I've become very erudite in my previous levels.
They are monsters in the strictest sense.
Yeah. I really don't. I don't have a horse in this race.
What?
Sometimes people race horses. I'm just saying. I don't care either way. I don't. It's up to you two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't mind.
Gimble, you want to be the mama to my papa?
You got it. Anything for you, bud.
All right.
Okay, so you guys are going to attempt to raise a Remoraz, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not? Or at least
at least until a dragon comes around.
Keep it so that we can study it.
Right.
I don't know what it take, what kind of imprinting Remorazes do, if any. But if it decides when it's nearing adolescence that it wants to eat us, then maybe we can.
Or maybe you could when it's bored, you can use like you cast some little fire spells, and there's like, oh look, it's fire, it's another Remoraz.
You do remember, Hank, these adolescent Remorazes were eating full-grown deer. They're gonna take a lot to.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen in a day, right? We'll see it getting to that point, and maybe make some adjustments to our
We don't really know what they're like when they're
Do you know,
born.
when you think about it, a
I know,
Remoraz, as when it would be born out of this egg, it would look something like a face hugger from Alien.
How big is the egg?
It would
You
actually.
know,
How big is the egg? It's like a big
Yeah.
football.
a big float, so like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
managed
I mean,
to fit
we
4
could
in my back.
safely
just.
assume that it might be maybe like, because if it's coiled up, it'd probably be maybe about 4 times bigger than that egg when hatching, or 2 or 3 times maybe.
We can always just
So like stretched out, sort of.
we can always take them, find some kind of other expert or someone else who's interested. Maybe they are good bargaining chips. Maybe we just spread the Remoraz love around the world.
I reckon we do that with the other ones, but I reckon we keep the black one for ourselves.
We're only going to keep the black one for ourselves. And I
Yeah.
don't think you're going to live to see the others hatch.
No, true. Yeah,
I don't even know if we're
true.
going to see this one.
Hanksworth.
Oh, poor
I mean, we might eat them though.
we could eat one before you go.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna eat a bug egg. That's revolting.
Hey, I eat bugs all the time.
Alright.
Do I?
I thought
No,
you were
you're
a
a
vegetarian.
Oh, right.
So you
Bugs aren't
guys
meat.
are
Bugs aren't
mushrooms.
animals.
on the boat now?
Yeah.
On the boat now.
Let's
Okay.
set
And-
sail.
In fact,
And you've
Yeah.
set sail. You're traveling.
Josiah, get up on the.
Yeah,
Yeah, strike a
I'm
pose.
here. Yeah. Oh, all right.
No, we
yeah,
don't. Look, we're on a narrow river. I don't think you need to billow.
yeah, and we're going with the stream, right? The stream will going out to sea.
That's right.
All right. Okay.
You don't
Just take
really
a
need to
leisurely
use
cruise.
the staff of wind power
No.
too much, except maybe occasionally to gust you away from an obstacle or something. But you will need to make perception checks, please.
Perception check.
And perception checks we shall make.
18. No, sorry. No.
Oh, 17.
Perception is actually
Well done.
15.
3. Yeah. So, 16.
16 and
Seven.
Wow, we did
17.
well.
wow, you guys did do well. As you round a bend in the river, you hit this corner like a dog leg in the river, and both sides of the river are basically ice cliffs rising up, anywhere from 50 to 100 feet high. And on the left-hand side, which is the northern side of the river, you spy this row of silhouettes, including several mammoths,
Ambush.
Hmm.
looking down over the river.
I think
Hey,
we
guys.
should just stay quiet.
Do you think this could be an ambush?
No, they don't have boats. They don't know how to make boats.
All right, hang
This
on.
is maybe they're just noting our passing.
On the on the side, in the middle, right? I've been busting for an opportunity to use this ability. So on the side of the boat, on the same side as where those silhouettes are,
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend, I think we should slow the boat down, and I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to turn part of that side into metal.
part of that side of the boat.
Of the boat.
into
Yeah.
Boat.
Into
Wouldn't-
metal, because the boat is wood, right?
What if
Yeah.
it sinks something?
No, it'll just be a bit of it. It's not gonna sink it.
It'll,
Okay.
it'll tip it.
It'll make us
Oh,
lopsided.
nuts.
Yeah.
We're
Hank-
way
Hank,
heavier than
There's a
than
time. Look,
5
just
feet of
because you're
metal.
dying, like I gotta say, just because you're dying to use something doesn't mean now's the time to do it.
Now listen to me,
What's the
Gimble.
point of metal boat?
Well, because if they try and throw something onto the boat, it's not going to destroy the wood.
You kill us
Yeah.
before they get a chance to kill.
Yeah.
Can you make can everyone make a investigation check?
Right.
And
Ooh, 17.
Oh, that's a natural one.
10.
Okay, that confirms your
8.
theory, doesn't it, Hank? Absolutely confirms you. You're absolutely sure about this.
Yeah, I'm like, shut up, guys. This is just going to work, right? Just let me
Everybody
do it,
else,
right? It's only 1 cubic foot. Okay,
Josiah, that
1
was
foot of
eight.
metal is going to be going to weigh less than Gimble.
So
So you'd say it's almost
Josiah's
pointless.
leaning towards Hank's concept here.
It's
Um,
going to be
Tricky, that was a 10.
going to be stronger.
Tricky, you're absolutely on the fence. And Gimble, you're like, well, their weapons can't even reach us from there. Like,
Falls to me to be the voice of reason.
unless they have ballistas or catapults, there's no way they can hit you with anything from that distance.
Hank, how
Right.
hang on, as a compromise, Can you please
As
go
as,
make
as he's talking
the-
to me, I'm already
wait. Well,
going
can you do it?
like,
Can you do it
rubbing the
with?
wood? Like,
Can you concentrate enough for me with me distracting you and going Hank? It's just poking.
definitely.
Why don't you go
I'm a wizard.
cast it over there. Go cast it on the mast, on the base of the mast. Because if that thing goes, we're screwed. And
Why
it's
don't
in
you
the
Okay,
cast
center
it
of the
on
idea.
their
boat.
boat and
Go
then
do
that's
that.
a good
They're
idea.
not on a
I'll
boat,
do
they're
that.
on the
Oh.
side of the river.
Yeah,
Okay, so
then
no,
it's in
that's
the
a
middle
good
of the
idea.
boat.
That's a good idea.
So the
Alright,
base
I
of the
can see your
mast
reason there.
is going to be metal now. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So the base of the mast, and like basically, I can keep going. Every 10 minutes, I get another foot. So like, I'll just be like working at it, just rubbing this mask. Like that. That's what I'm going to be doing while we go
I'll just be
past.
sitting there watching him. So this is weird.
All right. Well, okay. So as you get closer to that corner, you begin to make a little bit more detail out, and you see that these Goliath, they're all wearing black cloaks, and they appear very fearsome and much more warrior-like even than the other Goliath you've come across. Like they're wearing face paint and
Would they be in earshot?
no.
So it wouldn't hear me if I
Well,
shouted.
You could shout out to them, perhaps. Yeah, they might.
Ricky, do you have that thing that mages can make their voices louder?
I'm not a mage.
I'm just gonna shout Thara's blood.
Yeah.
Well, actually, do I have it?
You shout Thara's.
Echo up-
Transmutation, right?
Yeah. And have it echo up
Thaumaturgy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
Alright.
Chasm.
So Gimble shouts out Thara's blood. Do you make any gestures with that, or what? You just like Thara's blood,
Yeah, like a wave, like just one arm up, like a wave.
right? And a moment later, as the sound travels across the chasm, and then they reply, "Thara's blood!" And you see these flags all raise up with the with like a black hand and a black eye in the center of it.
Okay.
Flags and banners. They've raised them up, and you realize there's a lot more of them than you were expecting.
You're welcome.
Well, the boat's still going, so that's good. All right, so we'll just keep an eye on them as we sail past and go. Yeah.
As you do, can you make a perception check, everyone?
Sure.
A 6.
13.
16.
Nice. Hankos.
15.
Hank and Josiah. Hank, you must look up momentarily from your work when he calls out Thara's blood, and they reply. And you look over to the side, and you look up, and you see them. And you and Josiah both notice one of them who's wearing some kind of crown, this big twisted pair of antlers on it. And from his hand, he releases a blackbird that swoops down towards you all. And it stays at about 121 feet and flies around the outside of the boat. I'm very specific, 121 feet.
Yeah, sure.
And
I'm lucky my longbow has a range of 300.
but only with disadvantage.
600. Oh no, 150 with advantage. Oh, 150 normal.
Really,
If
150?
only he was 151 away.
Did I say
No.
121?
I'm
mean-
not shooting him. I'm not shooting it anyway. I'm not gonna make an enemy of these guys.
Mm.
Now, is it a black bird or a blackbird?
Is it a crow?
The black bird. You don't know what type of bird, but you can
Right.
make a nature check if you like.
Sure. 3.
I'm going to send Hogsmoor up as well, just to circle above us.
Okay, so Hogsmoor goes up.
Yeah.
Can you think about that? Hogsmoor, you say?
Yeah, she just circles the. She's going to circle the boat
At
at
what
a
range?
lower elevation than the blackbird.
And at what range from say the mast is the center point?
Yeah. So let's say.
This bird's at 151 feet range.
Okay. So I'm going to say 100 feet above the mast. So she's just kind of circling us. So she's about 50 feet away from the blackbird.
Okay.
Yeah, she stays there,
Okay.
just sort of circling around.
Very well. The blackbird makes a pass at Hogsmoor and doesn't quite clip her, but goes in close enough to check her out.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, and then your boat turns, and you're moving away from them now.
Yeah.
But you notice that there's a line of them along the cliff that extends for about a mile.
Okay.
Strikes me that if these people have the gift of prophecy, then they'll probably know everything that we're going to do. So,
well, we don't. Hang on. Well, none of us have actually done Skagen blood. We don't know if it's real. Actually,
How much
that's a good point.
have?
Who's got the Skagen blood?
I thought you guys did do it.
Didn't we use it?
no,
We used it.
we inhaled.
Yeah, you guys ended up.
Experiments with it.
We inhaled some in an exploding chamber, but we had
also-
hallucinations. We didn't see prophecies.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will try. I'm going to go to the chambers and try some Skagen blood.
You're gonna
Okay.
go where?
Hank, you can observe.
All right. Yeah, I'll come. I'll observe.
Well, I'm gonna
Whatever
follow
it
you
is.
guys and elect you at the same time.
Yeah, I thought last time we were really against Gimble doing this.
Don't
Look.
ignore me while I'm explaining things to you.
Okay, maybe we don't then. Let's listen to just say. Let's not do that yet.
No, all I'm
But it would
saying
be
is
good to know if it does work.
it seems like the leader of this clan has found a way to, I guess, not let this thing turn his brain into mush, right? Seems like he's got some form of control over what he's experiencing. Probably lost his
Right.
eyes, but he hasn't lost his sight, per se,
I don't
right?
know.
So he knew that we were coming this way. Not by
did.
chance. They're not going for a a mile long
But so this was clearly a show of intimidation then, because he knew we were coming. So it's like, okay, well, this is what you got to deal with.
then
I mean, I don't want to talk to him anymore.
I'm getting some real fatalistic kind of thinking, because he knows regardless of whatever we do, the outcome of it. So
Hang
he'll
on,
still
look,
do it
They didn't
because he
attack us.
knows that he has to do it.
Life
will
is
he
chaos,
attack us.
You don't know
Sire.
how much.
decisions? Okay, guys, I'm no longer explaining things because I don't understand it.
No, that's right. You're going too far. You go too far down the rabbit hole.
I think they're just they're showing us that they are aware of us. You know, I don't think this was I think they didn't attack my Hogsmoor. They could have, but they didn't. They didn't attack us. They could have, but they didn't.
If
I
they
think
think
they
that,
just
if they think they know what's going to happen, good for them. We don't need to
Yeah.
know what's going to happen.
yeah, exactly. I'm with Gimble on that one. Yeah.
They can think whatever they want.
Can you remind me where your black egg is again? It's on the back of the boat, up on a snow.
I didn't want to leave it out in the open because
Snow
then the birds will
nest.
just like want to eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit will just attack it. So it would be like underneath, like
Below deck.
in like a captain deck quarter undercover thing in a pile
Alright.
of snow.
Okay, so to be clear, the interior of this boat is basically two chambers, a fore-chamber and the aft chamber. The aft chamber is where all the supplies are kept. It's basically just a storeroom right now full of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the foredeck, the fore-chamber is where everybody sleeps. It's like a common room. It's just
Alright. They're going in the storage chamber
Yeah. All right.
with all of our supplies next to the alcohol.
That's
And
a
gunpowder.
terrible idea.
Sorry.
And oily rags. And
Incidentally, on that note, your crew have done some trading with the Goliath tribes too, whilst you've been
Oh.
in the boat.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Very minor trading. They've gotten a few bits and pieces, including alcohol, some meat, some leather, things to repair things with, some bits of wood, some tools,
That's good.
stuff like that.
Okay. Cool.
Well, then that's everything
Um,
sorted. I'm going to go fishing.
All right,
Okay.
so you get past the point where the line of Goliath basically runs out, and now you're heading down to the sea, and the river splits up into a delta, and the delta is broken up with big icebergs, basically chunks of ice, some of them hundreds of feet high, and the light from the twin suns is glistening through them in mauves and purples and pinks, and some of the ice acts as prisms, casting odd rainbow colors out the other sides. So it's a very fantastical voyage at this point. And eventually, I'm going to get you to choose which of the three main rivers you're going to take out to the sea.
The southern one.
I thought the most southern going past Urazan.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too.
And then head it. So yeah, closest to Urazan and Vanderhold, and then I think I'll just be sitting there like when I'm not fishing, I'm playing my flute, and I'll turn to you guys and say, I forgot to mention it, guys. Are we all okay with completely avoiding Vanderhold?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, that works. Yep.
Is Hogsmoor still in the air?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
So let's say 3 or 4 hours have passed since your encounter with the Thoros blood.
I just keep her up there, making a scout.
All right.
She can come down and tell me if anything interesting appears on the horizon.
Make a perception check for her, please.
All right. Yeah, Hogsmoor. Doing some cool stuff. Perception. +3 with advantage. Oh, natural 20 for a total
Nice.
of 23.
23. Hogsmoor swoops down as you pass between 2 of these massive icebergs. And she swoops down to you and lands on your shoulder, Hank. And in your mind, she gives you an image. This image is of a black craft ship floating out over in the next river passage from where you are.
Right.
Maybe a few hundred feet, maybe 500-600 feet perhaps. At least as big as your boat. And it bears the mark of the Thoros blood.
Okay. Now, is it heading, like, which direction is it heading? Is it heading?
It seems to be
sort of opposite us? Stationary.
Yeah. And beyond it, you see the masts of other boats.
In a separate rivulet, right? So if we continue down this way, we'll just move past them. They won't see us.
Hopefully.
Okay. All right. So I relay that information. Okay. So the Thoros blood have set up a little welcoming party for us, fellas, folks. Sorry, I should say. Should we? I'm not so sure that it's welcoming, actually. I think some sort of a gathering is happening nearby. It may be aggressive, I don't know, but Hogsmoor definitely sees there are a number of ships bearing the Thoros blood insignia, or at least they look like they are Thoros blood.
They're banners, basically black sails with red symbols painted on the sails.
Looks like a war party. We're heading past them, but they may spot us.
Oh, well, I turned to Josiah and say, see, Josiah, they knew we were taking the river, but they didn't know which river.
Yeah, and this makes even less sense now.
Yeah, they wouldn't
They
have like
know half-truths.
omnipresence.
Well, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, maybe.
Hank, can I get you to make an investigation check of the image that Hogsmoor has given you?
Right. 21.
You get the impression that these boats are just moored there, like they're not going anywhere. They're just sitting there. They may have been there all the time.
Right. Okay. So I relay that to the guys as well. I say, actually, you know what? On closer inspection, I can't tell if it's a war party or a welcoming party or not. That might just be where their navy sits.
Were there people on the boats?
Yes.
There were people on the boats.
No, they're trying to force our hand.
What if that's how they got
want us to go down here?
To steal their boats.
They need us to go down here, but
let's not do that then.
Yeah, but then maybe they knew that we would do that, so they planned for us to think this. Gimble, I don't know what's going on
can
anymore.
You go lean over the edge for a second? Has anyone
Should
seen
we go
a
say hi?
shovel?
Sorry, was somebody going to go and get
That was evil.
Someone was going to get the Skagen blood, didn't they?
We were debating
was going to go do some.
I was going
blood,
to, but we were talked out of it, so we won't do that yet.
Right. Is the boat still going? You're still shipping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still moving forward. Yeah.
I was just telling you, maybe that's just the boats that they all took to get on top of the, because I mean, where we are, it doesn't make sense for them to be so far south. They probably took a boat to get there, and these are those boats.
Could be.
Can I get perception checks
from all of us?
Yeah, whoever's on deck.
Mm-hmm. I think we all are. We're all freaking out.
Yeah, I'd say we all are. 19 from Hank. Sorry.
10.
10. Okay, 19 from Hank. Well, Hank, you're going to notice as you go through the next sort of gap, that beyond those boats there, and you see now, you realize there's at least sort of 6, 7 of them there. Beyond that, there is a place where the cliffs come down and become sort of natural steps that come down from the rise all the way down to the water.
Right.
And those steps seem to be, you can see figures, you can see structures, dwellings, not necessarily dwellings, but certainly tents and posts, wooden posts, like totem pole type things. Yeah.
So it looks like it's a sort of a port that they might use.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right.
There as well and things. Yeah.
So whoever didn't get a good perception check, I'll tell them, probably Tricky.
Yep.
That there's a little port. We're moving past it.
Yeah. And it's all on the left-hand side of you, so
Yep.
on the northern side of the river.
Sort of northern, yeah.
Yeah, and you're about to break to the right and head past Urzan.
Yep, that's right.
Well,
Past
or
pass.
do we want to stop and say, just a heads up, guys, we will be coming to meet with you in the future?
I could
They
send Hogsmore with a note.
already know that.
We don't know how much they know. They might
Just
not
say,
know
hey,
that.
He would
go,
already.
Go and have a nap.
you need to go try this stuff. You need to go test this out so that you know what it's like and what they did, what they can do.
I don't want to lose my eyes.
Or just once.
No, I can outthink this
Just a
man.
little- just a
I can
little step.
outthink this man, Gimble. I just need some time. That's all.
All right, but what if he always...
Maybe go and have a little lie down.
You
Decide.
need to think of one of those riddles, like how they killed Snoke.
If only Harbeck was here for you to use as an experimental drug lab.
I wouldn't trust him
I
with it
couldn't do
anyway.
that.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Dwarves have a
Yeah,
natural
he-
resilience to poison.
He'll probably do the drugs wrong, you know.
Mhm.
Well, it's just not in our culture. I've never done drugs in my life.
Probably shelve them.
That she knew of.
Yeah, that shit you off.
Certainly not
Yeah.
ale.
Harbeck would never.
Yeah. Certainly not ale, and certainly not anything you may have had at Ballarin's house.
Right.
Mhm.
Incidentally, just a quick question. I am assuming we're doing a single session today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do a double.
Yeah.
But this has been great so far. Been good to be back.
Yay.
All right, so sailing on.
So-
Sailing on.
Sailing
all right,
on.
so you head past the Urzan tribe location, if you wish, unless you want to stop in.
No, I think
No,
we're good.
we've already, we've got a schedule to keep.
We can
Been-
wave as we go by,
Yep.
you know.
Some of the Goliath that identify as children run along the bank, waving.
I
Um,
throw him an egg.
What?
Gimble.
No.
I'm going to assume you don't throw them an egg.
I don't. No.
Okay.
Do these cloaks have the symbol of the Grimfrost on it?
They actually don't.
Oh, that was nice of them. I
Oh, that's
suppose.
that's good though. It keeps it neutral.
Keeps it neutral. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're very well made.
Snuggly.
Mm-hmm.
Goliath cloak. Yeah, I'm digging it. Maybe I'll get my clothier back in Balconard to sew in the frost, the frost wolf,
Oh,
the
Oh yeah, I forgot about
the
that.
frost wolf bits into it somehow.
yeah,
You know,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that.
that'd be cool. Put the head on it.
Right. You have sort of two parts to it. That could be the trim.
Yeah, exactly. The trim, frost wolf trim. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
All right, so you go
That's the
past Urzan, you hit the open water, and you make your way between the icebergs. How close to the shore are you as you go past Vanderhold? That's my.
I don't want to be. I want to be able to see the squid, but not any like. I don't want to be able
Yeah.
to see people. Basically,
Let's be far enough out that they won't, pay too much attention.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
so you're sticking way out into the water.
Yeah.
There are a number of fishing vessels out.
That's fine. They're just fishermen.
Yep.
All right,
We're not pirates.
and
yet.
as you go past them, one or two of them wave at you.
Ooh.
I'll wave back.
Okay. And so you head past Vanderhold, heading south. And as you get further and further south, you'll eventually arrive at the next township.
Good. Yes. Let's dock.
Hey, buddy.
What's it called? Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Does it have a dock? I mean, I'd imagine it has a dock.
Yeah, I mean, it has a jetty. It has It's a small town. They have fishing vessels mostly. They don't really have provisions for ships or anything to pull in here. But what do I need? That's what I need.
Just by way of activity while he's bored, because he doesn't have to hold the thing anymore, Hank is going to experiment with his Tensor's floating disc as a ritual spell. Yeah, just for fun. I think he's going to try sitting on it.
Can I trip
putting
over
stuff
his
on it.
invisible table a few times? Just get furious.
Is
I
it
think it's invisible.
Yeah,
It
I would
is.
I think it's visible.
Is it? I thought it was
I'm pretty
visible.
sure it's visible. I'm pretty sure it's visible.
Has a slight sheen to it,
Yeah.
like sparkly air.
Yeah.
Spell.
It doesn't say it's invisible, but also doesn't
Just
say
a
it's
plane
visible.
of force.
It's not invisible.
Yeah.
It would
Alright.
be a shimmering object that looks
I would say so. I mean, it's component. Actually, I don't cast that because I need a drop of mercury as a component, and I don't have one yet. Damn. Okay.
I'm imagining
haven't done
kind of a magical, shimmering, crystalline disc.
I would say if it has a drop of mercury in it, it would have a sort of a silvery kind of a sheen to it.
Right, a sort of silvery liquid
Yeah.
flowing kind of like, right, so like
Yeah.
the Terminator 2 basically, but a disc that floats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ripples. That's pretty cool. I like it.
But it hasn't been made yet because I still need some mercury.
Okay. Very well. So you pull into this next town, right? And various fishermen and what have you are looking and waving at you, and some of them are more or less concerned. Notice that there's a whole group of people sitting up on the edge of the shore, up by some caves. And as you get closer, you see that they have black marks down their faces here,
Right.
eyes, and dark shadows in their eye sockets.
Gross.
Like they knew we were going to come here.
They seem to be like if you've ever come across a community of lepers, for example,
Never have.
or you've seen certain biblical TV movies.
I see them all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Dirty,
In
filthy
Australia.
lepers.
Yeah.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Oh, yes, feel sorry for you Australians.
Basically just a colony of lepers.
Yeah, like a leper colony, but in this case, they're not lepers.
It's really good. If you ever need a hand, someone's always free to give one.
Right. What do you call a leper in a bath?
I don't
So-
know what.
Stew.
Yucky.
Gross.
Okay. All right, guys. But so we see them, but they're on like the outskirts of like they've been what's it called, shunned and
Yeah.
good.
Good that they're shunned. Shun those lepers. Shun those gargling
addicts.
lepers.
All right, cool. All right, well, yeah, make port.
All
Wave
right.
to the friendly people.
All
Hello,
right.
hello.
Various, I mean, I'm not going to say they're guards exactly, but they're like the closest thing they've got to warriors who come forth. They're a mishmash group of concerned citizens with a couple of pikes, a couple of spears, and a couple of
Tridents.
Yeah.
Pitchforks.
Exactly. And so they come forth, and there's a couple of them that look like they might be the leaders of them. Big fellow with red hair, long red hair and a beard sticking out in all directions, and a blonde woman, quite big and tubby, in fact, and they're wearing full fur cloaks as they come down to the beach where you are. You hear them speaking in a kind of common tongue that has a very strong accent, not dissimilar from Vanderhold. Talking to each other, and one of them, the red-headed one, waves out. He steps forward. He says, "I am Rokan Tilly. Who art thou?"
Let's take a lead. I'll take, cool. Greetings, Roka and Tilly. We are the Frostmoor Crows, weary travelers in search of rest.
In search of rest, you say? Well, you are welcome to rest here at Dunbane.
How do you spell?
Dunbane.
So, I need you to spell all of this for me.
Dunbain.
I got it right. Hey.
Wasn't hard. Yeah, that was probably the easiest name I've ever given you.
I probably spelled it wrong anyway.
The next
I
town's,
may take the wind out of my sails here, Russell.
the next town's going to be called Jane.
town.
But it's spelled with a Y, without a Y.
Right. Man, but it will be
Two
right,
N's.
A
the
G.
most complicated spelling of Jane you've ever seen.
It'll be like GEINH or something.
DZHAIIY.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah. Do they have anything more to say, or are we good to just go? Thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
you can go now.
What can we expect to find in your village? Are you the leader?
Yes, you will find that I am, well, if there was a leader here, I would be the one.
What have you to trade in
Self-proclaimed.
this small village?
To trade, well, fish, many fish.
That's good. Would you have a Fletcher?
We do have a Fletcher, yes.
Yeah, good. I'm sorry.
Have
Iron
you
monger. Steel, we can produce steel. Not much, but some. We mostly import from Vanderhold. But we do our best. We do not have much, but what we have, we will share with you. And do you have anything to trade?
We have. I don't know. Who's in charge of the storeroom right now? Hank?
Yeah, probably me, I'd say.
He's the
I'd say.
quartermaster of the boat.
Yeah, I'd say quartermaster, cook, alchemist. Yeah.
Right.
I'd say we have some leathers to trade, because we've been up north and there's lots of hunting and stuff, maybe.
The blonde woman that I mentioned earlier, she's got like very tightly woven
Braids.
That's the word. Thank you.
Braids.
With little bits of cloth and things and metal in them and even bones. And she comes down and she kind of walks around you, Hank, and puts her hand on your shoulder and runs her hand across the fur of
Wow.
your very lovely cloak.
Oh.
She looks over at Rokan, and Rokan says, "I think Braith likes your cloak.
Says down girl.
Will that be for sale? Do you sell or trade?"
Well, not this one. Sorry, this one is very important to me, Braith.
Well, we could. I might be willing to sell mine if we discuss prices.
Yeah, we're certainly amenable to trade. Let's put it that way. Perhaps we should dine.
You wish to dine with us?
Yeah,
very
sure.
well. Very well. Come forth to our dining halls, and you do see there's a one large structure up on the hill that's kind of basically an A-frame shaped object.
What about crew? Can we? Are there quotes? I want to turn and dismiss the crew so they can go do whatever they want in town. Do we have to pay them? Do we have to pay them? I'll pay them. I'll give them an allowance. They can each have
probably
$5
have to pay them.
How many do we have?
How much gold do you have?
I have. Well, that's right. How many sailors do we have? Is it a small
Most
crew?
of it's
So it's interesting enough. I don't know if we've ever really nailed this down properly, have we?
No, not with the crew.
They were given to us as like a favor from one of the towns. So, but I'd still like to give them some spending money. It's like they've toughed it out for us.
They're probably in the employ still of the Vanderhold. Sorry, not Vanderhold. The Ankhorn
Triumvirate.
Lord. Yeah, the Triumvirate. But I'd imagine that would probably end at some point. We'd have to find new crew.
Well, we have a
or
mission.
offer them a contract.
It's to stop the Skagen blood, right? That's what we were instructed to do. And,
True.
We picked a very roundabout way to do this.
Yeah. With the options available to us, I think we're making the right decisions.
All right, where can I write this list of your crew?
Maybe hang on, I'll create a little box.
You create a box.
Is this in the canon?
Yeah, just create a new sheet perhaps.
Well, no, I thought I'd just create. Hang on, if we have a look here.
However you want to do it. Okay.
Hang on, I got this.
Were they all Goliath?
No,
Yes.
the Captain Slyn was human.
Right, Captain.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought we only had like a couple of Goliaths on the crew.
I didn't think there were that many of them anyway.
The all Goliath.
What's the boat's name?
The boat's name.
The little
Queen?
princess.
Little Empress. Yeah.
Little Empress.
Yep.
I think we got to change that, to be honest.
I like it.
You can't change the name of the boat once it's named. It's bad luck.
You can. You
That
can,
is
sir.
that's really bad luck.
What do you know about
He's
that
he's
was
pretty
like
he's
Josiah
pretty
from-
superstitious
from
at this
Star-
point.
There were plenty of ships that would come into Vanegate, and I spent plenty of time hanging about with sailors
Did you
and
now?
longshoremen.
A lot of people
and
with missing teeth,
Yeah.
Yep.
In
poor
alleyways
hygiene.
stevedores.
Mm.
All these
Did
all
you
these
respect them?
sailors in the city, right?
in the morning.
Well, that's how trade would come into Vanegate through. That's where the market was.
No,
I
by
think
through
we
the
need to
river.
listen to Josiah and the scum that he's spoken to.
Exactly.
You have a lot of experience with scum.
Mm.
I'm doubtful of your maritime experience.
Okay, I've created a little
I
box
didn't
there.
claim to be a
proof of the
sailor.
location.
I spent
All right, so
time
you have
with
Captain
sailors.
Slyn, female
Alright.
human,
Captain, how do you spell Slyn?
Slynn.
Okay,
H.
human.
Yep. And then you have two Goliath warriors who we can call.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Rough and tumble.
You can call them that, but they
Rough.
have names.
Okay, cool. One's called RUFF, and the other one is
Tumble, like TOMBLE.
TUMBLE. Tumble.
One of their names is going to be this.
He can be rough.
And one of their names.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wojciech.
One of them is named Isaz.
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 Okay, cool. Done. Goliath crew.
Was there anybody else?
We have one little helper person trainee for Captain Slyn. What's it called? First hand
Cabin
Yeah.
boy.
Like
or cabin boy? What's it called?
Bosun.
There's a word for it. Damn it.
boy,
First mate.
First mate. Yeah, first mate.
first mate.
I'm just going
Alright.
through all the
That could be a
names
human.
of roles I know.
You got it. First mate. Yeah.
First mate.
We will call them. I'm just going to call them. I'm going to reuse some old names because like John is a common name, right?
And this one, and the first hand is really flamboyant.
Flamboyant.
And eccentric.
Okay.
Wait a minute, who's the team?
It's like your backup character if you die.
Like a backup character. Basically, it's Gimble, but a Goliath.
Oh, he's a Goliath too?
Wotek and Ingwaz are Goliath. Captain Slyn is human.
First mate. First mate. Yes.
I'll give you another name that you can throw in there as well. There you go.
Opala.
Alrighty.
It's
That
the same
sounds
name
right.
as Josiah's Goliath friend that came with us to
Yeah.
the island.
Hmm.
Opala.
Cool. Well, then that's that. And we'll say they're all from Ancorn.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
Right.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to give them each 5 gold.
they are
Cool.
very impressed. We thank you, Lord Gimble.
No worries. Don't spend it all in one place. Now
We
go get some
couldn't-
good rest.
It seems confused. How could we spend this all in one place?
I
Yeah,
seem
you
to
upset
manage
the
it.
local economy.
He looks at the coin.
Don't get taken advantage of like I do.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm good.
Very well. They take their 5 gold each
What kind
and
of question is that?
disperse into
It's
the.
off of Hala?
If you've been taken advantage of, I mean, who knows what's
No,
happening?
no.
to you,
That's good. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, and off they
My
go.
mouth is frozen, but I can still
Off
hear
they go.
everyone and see everything.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
His
Right.
eyes frozen, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's completely frozen, but I can still see everybody moving.
Just
Have
you
you turned
looking
your-
down.
You've
Yeah.
frozen in like in a good pose.
Turn your camera off and on.
You
Thoughtful.
look kind of sad though.
No, like the Zoom thing's not responding, which is weird because
Ah.
the video's still working. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's continue on.
Continue on
All right.
until it either fixes itself or you crash out and come back.
That's exactly the one.
I feel like we're all still hungover from yesterday with the guys, so I don't think we should get trashed again.
No, I don't need to get trashed.
Right.
Just have a
Well,
nice meet.
the long and the short of it is that you spend the night here. You drink, eat, and make merry with these townsfolk. if you want to learn anything, if there's anything you want to find out about, sing out now.
What?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, sure. Any updates or any new news from Vanderhold?
From Vanderhold,
What's the good word?
Nothing particularly different has changed with Vanderhold. Not really.
Okay.
Good
to keep good to keep tabs.
any known medicinal herbs in the region?
Oh dear.
Tapestries.
Oh,
maps. I'll go shopping later.
Okay. Yeah. You probably are able to collect a few new herbs and things, Hank, I would think. Valuing. Actually, you hear about. You hear a rumor, Hank, that there is a particular herb. We need a fancy name for it, but it lives in only in the very high mountains in the inner parts of this island, and apparently it does bestow certain magical healing properties, but it's very difficult to find and very, very, very rare. And also that the Goliath don't like you taking it.
Goliath are jealous of us.
Well, the Goliath think it's holy, so they don't think it's not cool to take it.
Anim's Grace.
Anim's Grace. I was about to say Anim's Seed, but that will do.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds kind of gross.
Yeah.
Anim's Seed.
Just sprays it everywhere.
Yeah.
Time to rejoin.
You can choose.
I think I prefer Anim's Seed, actually. That's gross. Anim's Grace. Okay.
Yeah, it's nicer.
But we all know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, the Goliath have a different name for it.
Right. When Adam graces you with his presence,
yeah,
you know what happens.
Yeah.
Just showers you in it.
You wake up a little sore.
Yeah.
A little bit taken advantage of.
A little sore and ashamed.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Oh, before we wrap up, I want to go through what I want to try to buy. So I want to go try to find a map of Vanderhold, see what they've got.
Of Vanderhold?
Of the island of Vanderhold.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like I want to see what their interpretation is of this place.
Okay.
If it's a common thing or not. I also want to stock up my super quiver, so I want to buy 60 arrows. Oh, Josiah, do you want me to carry some extra bolts for you?
I can carry bolts. In fact, I'll re-up on bolts as well. But they just won't be poison ones anymore.
All right, well, I'll get 60 arrows. I'll get I guess 8 javelins, just in case.
Yep.
And
let's see if there's javelins in the bag of holding,
Look, we can't just assume everything's in the bag of holding.
All right.
And I'm gonna chuck my spear in the longest compartment as well.
Okay.
The one that the Goliath gave me.
Yep.
Cool. Besides that, was there anything else I wanted to buy? I don't know. Are there any I'll have a Google.
Have a Google.
Yeah.
Google around. All right. Well, I mean, make a list of things that you want to bring to the party next game, and we'll see how we go from there.
Cool. Lovely.
2 weeks though, right?
Yep.
2 weeks. Good. I feel more refreshed and keen for it.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Very well then.
So if anyone else wants to play another game every other week,
I was thinking I might start coming to Dyson Fork actually.
Oh,
Yeah, we
nice.
talked about doing that as well.
Yeah.
Dyson Fork, incidentally, is going to be alternating Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
We
So
can't
you're going to be
Tuesdays.
doing one every week?
I'm going to do both. I'm going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, but opposite weeks.
So they're doing one every week, but one's on Tuesday and one's on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, let us know when you're on a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I could do a Thursday.
This week coming is going to be Tuesday. Following week will be Thursday.
Maybe we'll do next week. Oh, the week after.
Does that mean I have to create a whole new bunch of player characters and stop recycling your damn character sheets? Finally.
Hey, you can't throw around Gimble.
I would be so
Gimble was
intrigued.
your character, wasn't he?
The name was. I remember because I had a little
gnome.
gnome. I had a gnome ready.
Moonbrook was your character.
Moonbrook was the character, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Or just let them create their own.
I'll have to come up with a new one shot for you guys too.
Ooh,
That'd be fun.
exciting.
It'll be level 3. I mean,
we need other players too, not just us three.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's true.
Yeah, we can be plants.
Why don't you? I mean, if you guys want to, you can make level 3 characters that adhere to the.
Give us some pointers
Mm.
on what you're looking for.
I don't think you can play plants.
I mean,
We're
look,
druid.
Druid, yeah.
I mean, you kind of know what Sidariel is about by now. You've been playing
Yep.
it for years.
Alright.
Anything that sort of fits this world. It will
Yeah,
be-
like if you ever need some things to spice up the thing, we can be your plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be fun.
Yeah.
Achilles.
So no tieflings.
We could turn it into a PvP.
Oh, we could have one person who's actively working against the group, but they don't know.
Right?
Well, you're spoiling it all.
There is an imposter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that'd be too fun for a new
I'm
group,
not
to be honest. I think
No,
I think it'd take
that
too
would
long.
really take them out of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
it wouldn't be too fun though. They'd be like, "What's this? Why are people playing against us?" They might think that's the objective of the game, and I don't want them to.
Yeah,
get
true.
that impression.
Yeah, no, that's true. You don't want to be too confusing.
Yeah, I just want to give them a good old traditional standard D&D game that's well run, well executed, engaging and fun. And, with a bit of combat and a bit of role-playing, I tend to run a 2-hour game. The first half was going to be role-playing and investigation, and the second half was basically going to be combat and getting you out of shit. So,
Well, I'm off for the afternoon then.
Yep.
Have
Hey,
a
here's
lovely.
something really fascinating, just quickly before you go.
You say really fascinating.
Well, not really fascinating. It's
No,
mildly interesting. But if you go to our videos on YouTube now, they're actually like auto-generated points of like at this point Russell explains like this feature.
Oh.
And yeah, it's really weird.
really?
That's
Can I-
weird.
like,
So yeah,
That's
6
not something that you
moments.
have to put in yourself.
No. So like the portal room, right? So there's 6 auto-generated moments in this video: a recap, the
You can
portal
skip
chamber,
to.
acolytes, exit strategy, sacred flame.
How did that happen?
Sacred
Cool.
flame.
There's another one of like the Frostmoor Crows 29 holding the portal, 4 moments.
where are
Dark
you
vision,
seeing this?
Goblin warriors, the groper.
The groper.
Grope.
That's gonna be misleading for people.
Oh no.
Dude, where are
Oh,
these
that's
auto-generated
fantastic.
moments? I'm not even
maybe
listening.
maybe it's only on Edge when you look at it there, but like
Oh.
yeah, like
Edge, raising.
Not.
in
No,
Crow's
okay.
Rest, there's the weird goblin drinking contest and the drinking competition.
Yeah, two
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what the hell?
Is this in the actual when you're
Yeah,
watching
hang
the
on,
video?
I'll take a snip and I'll show you.
We could just share your screen too. Would be.
Oh, yeah.
We could snip it, whatever you like.
Hang on, let's have a look.
That's
Uh,
interesting.
I don't see it. If
I'm
I
not
can
getting
see
that.
this. It's interesting.
There is a option which I think I've selected, which allows for auto-generating.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, see,
Right.
perception check.
get to the back of the
I
portal.
don't get that. I
Yeah.
don't get that at all.
Prayer of healing, perception check,
I
casting
don't get it.
time. Yeah, it's weird.
3 auto-generated moments for this film. I'm
Sick.
going to look into this. I want that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's-
neat.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Divine eminence, exit strategy, the sacred flame.
Ah, that's so cool.
Yeah, really weird.
That is very cool. Oh,
Uh,
I'm glad that works. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna get that.
So, yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, guys. Great
See
week.
ya.
See you in a bit.
Yep.
Touchdown. Great game.
Maybe I'll see
Okay.
you at Dice and Fork.
All right.
Have a good night. See ya.